What is up, everyone, and welcome to the Random Encounter Podcast, episode 176. I'm your host, James, and I am joined by the great Ace Attorney, Asher Stroyam.
We're at 176. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's been that many episodes. Also loving that
Yeah.
Luffy shirt. That's Luffy, right? Or not or Ace? No, that's
Yeah.
Luffy, right?
No,
Yeah.
it's Luffy D Monkey.
Yeah. And then of course we got the dress for your master, the dominant himself, Bryant.
Live from Valve, I kind of I'm kind of jump back into the Dress Sphere game because I
Yeah.
got this shirt today at the Music of Square Enix show in Chicago today. Also, I just want to make a note that we are joined by the number 4 rogue from the Melganis server from World of Warcraft, watching the show right now. Huge World of Warcraft guy, my buddy here. So he's watching and he wanted to shout out, so I'm giving it to him anyway.
There you go. You got your shout out. Fun fact, I've never played World of Warcraft. I just never
Okay.
got into it. I
Same
was
here.
a Final Fantasy 11 person, and I remember when World of Warcraft came out, a bunch of people left Final Fantasy 11 to play World of Warcraft, and I stood with Final Fantasy 11. For me, it was the character designs. Like I couldn't get into the character designs. I prefer Final Fantasy 11's character design.
And
But
14s, I assume.
yeah, oh, of course 14, which
Mm,
are basically almost the same exact character designs.
right.
The main Dragoon, I don't know how far you are in 14 because I saw you were playing it the other day, Brian.
I play
But
as a
that
dragoon.
okay. Well, have you gone to? Are you in Heaven's Word like DLC
No.
area? No. Okay.
Mm-mm.
Well, there's a guy you'll meet later on. You meet him towards the end of like the I don't know what you call it, the beginning story where it's a dude, he has like white, like bluish hair, like Riku's color hair, and he's a giant like I forgot what they called the elf people in Final Fantasy 14. They used to be called Elven in 11. I forgot what they're called in 14. But like his character is exactly how my character used to look in Final Fantasy 11. So every time I see him, I just see my character because he looks exactly the same. And I almost wonder if Square Enix just took my character and just they're like, you know what, you got a cool
That was
character.
such a good
Let's
design.
put
Let's just
that.
steal this, guys.
Yeah, exactly, right? I feel like that's what they did. Another fun fact while we're on the topic of Final Fantasy 14. I don't know if I ever told this story. I feel like I told it on the podcast and I told you guys, but I'll never forget. So when you do raids, the raids are cross server. So you're actually teaming up with people from a bunch of different servers. And while we're doing the Crystal Tower raid, right? So Final Fantasy 3 Crystal Tower raid, some guy saw my name because I used my same name from Final Fantasy 11, and he's like, "Hey," he's like, "Are you SS Kenshin from Final Fantasy 11 by any chance?" Like
Oh,
you,
nice.
and I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh yeah, you did Paladin, Ninja, Samurai." I was like, "Yeah, those were my job classes I did in Final Fantasy 11." He's like, "Dude," and I forgot. He told me his name, and I remembered him. He's like, "Remember? He's like, you're the one that helped recruit me into the Link show." I was like, "Yeah, I remember you." It was crazy to see somebody from that game.
That is crazy.
But yeah,
That's
because
awesome.
especially in an MMO where there's hundreds and thousands of people that you play with. So yeah, that's cool. Um, but yeah, got quite a few things to talk about today. We're going to be talking about the Steam controller as me and Bryant have one. Ash unfortunately doesn't, not yet, but
He's
hopefully
on the
soon.
waiting list.
Yep.
Pretty much, yeah.
And then we are also going to talk about a new Nintendo IP, which I'm not going to talk about it right now because then if I mention the name, I feel
Well,
like we'll
it's
just
not a
start
new
talking about it.
IP
Well, you're correct. A new Nintendo game coming out of an existing IP.
based on an
There we
existing
go.
IP. Yeah,
Yes,
there you go.
which I'm super super excited about. But first, before we get into that, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Follow over on Twitch. Brian, you're gonna have to tell us about the concert. I'm gonna have you start it off
Yeah,
while I do some things over
yeah,
here.
yeah. So the music of Square Enix, Magic Memories and Melodies. It took place this afternoon in Chicago. Um, it was probably the best show I've ever been to of all the Final Fantasy
Mm,
Square Enix live orchestration stuff I've ever been to. I really liked how they danced around and just chose games from all different corners of the Square Enix universe. Like it wasn't just, Final Fantasy 13, 14, 15, 16. It wasn't just, random songs from 5 and 6 and 7. Like it was like I'm actually going to go through the whole set list with you guys just so
yeah.
you know kind of the picks they had and you can kind of let me know what you think. So from the Final Fantasy series, One Winged Angel, which is what they opened with, which
Of course.
I have a problem with it. It's so like cliche at this point to play that song at these shows. Like
Hmm.
the only saving grace I give playing One Winged Angel at this point is for the folks that have never been to one of these shows before. Like I think everybody should probably hear One Winged Angel like orchestrated live like once. So I have to remember that I'm not the typical person that's I've been to multiple of these things. And it just feels like they shoehorn it in every show, and it just feels kind of like cliche at this point. But anyway, I digress. Then they did Battle and Victory theme medley. That was I want to say it was Final Fantasy 4, 7, 10, and 13. It was Battle medley and Victory fanfare thing, like medley. Xanarkand, which the orchestrated version of Xanarkand almost got me. From I got goosebumps and stuff, but like it was very beautiful. It was a very beautiful rendition. Because I mean that song is beautiful by itself, but like when you hear that live with a full orchestration, James, I know you're a huge 10 fan. Like you know how
Yeah.
beautiful that song is. Like
Mhm.
it just is objectively. That they played. This isn't in any order, by the way. This is just all the songs. Then they played the song "Soaring" from Xenogears. And then from the Saga series, they played Here and Now, Final Battle Medley from Romancing Saga 1 through 3, and then Encounter with the Seven Heroes. Then they played a bunch of music from Octopath Traveler, the main theme, and then for Treasure, Decisive Battle 2. The Octopath Traveler stuff, it really made me jazz. Like I really wanted to like go home and play it. It sounded great. It was just really dynamic, and I remembered hearing the music around. I don't know if I heard it like on YouTube channels or just like in the announcements or whatever. From the Mana series, we have Meridian Child and then Meridian Dance. I don't know. I forget what specifically which ones they came from. I want to say they played a song each from Secret of Mana and what's it, Visions of Mana, the latest one.
Yeah, Visions of
Or
Mana.
no,
Yeah.
no. You know what it was? It was
Trials.
Secret of Mana and Trials of Mana. Yeah.
Mm.
And then from Near, you got Kaine from Near Replicant. Weight of the World, which I believe is from Near Automata, and then Inori, which is from Near the Reincarnation, the mobile game.
Mm.
And then they played Megalomania from Live Alive, which was fantastic. Like the conductor was just so into it. He was up there dancing, and dude was turning it up to 11. It was really great. Then, or I'm gonna save the best for last. Then from Kingdom Hearts. See, James, this is one of those things where like I wish you were with me so you could like kind of give me more context because I don't really know it. Because I finished the first Kingdom Hearts when I was like a teenager and I loved it. But that's pretty much the last time I ever really got through a Kingdom Hearts game was back when I was like 15. But from Kingdom Hearts, they played Hikari, Kingdom Orchestra instrumental version. So what that sounded like to me was just simple and clean.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Hikari must mean Hikari Utada, right? That's her
No,
name.
so Hikari's the
Oh, it's
Japanese name of the
Hikari's.
song.
Oh, it is. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, so yeah, because in Japan, it is funny because even the lyrics are totally different. So she actually made a
Okay,
separate English song and a separate Japanese song using the same
she's
beat.
bilingual.
Yep. Hmm.
But her name is Hikari Utada, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, okay, anyway. So that was played, and then, Dearly Beloved was played,
Hmm.
surprise, surprise, and then, Vector to the Heavens, which they played something from 358 over 2, and then they
Yeah.
also played something from Dream Distance, and then I wanna say the Hikari was from Kingdom Hearts 3. I wanna say that was the specific rendition that they did.
Hmm.
And then they closed the show before the encore, or I forget. Actually, this might have been the finishing of the show. They played "Scars of Time" with the Chrono Cross
Ooh,
in the background, like
nice.
the opening theme. It was really good.
Yeah.
Now, this was the part, dude, that just totally wrecked me. Okay, all of a sudden you look up on the screen and it's Chrono Trigger. Okay.
Oh.
And the first bit they played was Wind Scene, which I don't know
Oh,
if you're familiar
nice.
with that track. Dun
Yes.
dun 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 dun. And
Yeah.
then they blended that into Frog's theme. So then they played Frog's theme.
Mm.
And then I don't remember if there was like an intermission and then it came back and it was something else, or if it was right after another. I want to say they did, like they stopped it and then they played the next thing and they didn't say what they were going to play next. But then all of a sudden I hear the do 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 do, and all of a sudden like I grabbed my heart and I got goosebumps, and it was Corridors of Time.
Yeah.
And hearing that live orchestrated, I had tears running down my face. Like
Yeah.
it just oh my god, hearing that live orchestrated with all that beautiful like the violins and the cellos and the percussion and all, like it just was so moving. And I almost felt that way with Xanarkand as well. But Corridors of Time is just it's
Yep.
probably in like the top 5 best gaming songs ever, for better or for worse.
100%.
Um and then lastly was Shala's theme from
I
Chrono
love that
Trigger.
one as
Ne-
well.
yes, oh, that was the entire program. So you can kind of get a good feel for how what far ranging the program
Mhm.
was, and how so much quality was in it and everything. And I'm gonna actually go see Metaphor Refantasio on October 11th in Chicago
Did
with
you
a
ever
buddy of
beat that
mine.
game or no?
No, I need to.
No.
I'm gonna set a goal for myself to finish it before October 11th when the show is, and then and that's gonna be in Chicago, which is like 55, 60 miles away from me. And then 3 days later, October 14th, that's Chrono Trigger, and I'm going to that but myself. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go into Chicago on the 11th, and I'm going to Chicago on the 14th to go see Chrono Trigger. But
Wait, question.
Yeah,
Is there any tickets left for the Chrono Trigger one?
I
Oh,
can double check. Oh, by the
Ash
way,
will
this is
go.
the book. Yeah, dude, I'd
Yeah.
meet you there. This is the book I got that has like awesome like art, and it shows all the composers, and like it introduces like Final
Ooh.
Fantasy and all the different games in it. Way
Wait,
overpriced for
hold on,
this.
hold
It's
on.
really beautiful.
You gotta show me the Chrono
Huh?
Trigger page. I want to see the chrono
Okay.
where it shows Chrono Trigger. I want to see what
That's the only
artwork
that's
they
the only thing he
use.
cares about.
No, I just want to see the artwork because I see they're you know what they're using, but I wonder what they're using for Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah. That look at that. That's amazing. I love Chrono Trigger art.
It's
You
and
saw
it
I
has
don't know if you
English
saw
and
I changed
Japanese.
my Discord icon to
Yeah,
Chrono.
yeah, no, I see that you have Chrono. Yeah. The only thing is the art book was really expensive. It was $35, which I think is absolutely outrageous, despite the quality.
It's
It's
worth
it's a
it.
lot of money for a book. I would figure it would be like 15, 20, maybe. I feel like 10 would be even more fair, but like 35, I was like, okay, this must be a really good book if I'm paying that much. And then the shirt was 45, which I was totally fine with paying 45 for a shirt. Like it's a nice looking shirt. I like it or whatever. But let me see if Chrono Trigger has any seats left. Let's see. Chrono Trigger
Yeah, I've been
Chicago.
playing Chrono Trigger lately.
I
Part of
was
it
too. I played it
was
last night.
it's part of it's like Ash, but the other part was like I was talking to Ash the other day because we met up. Is that I've been watching the Geek Show in his archives, which I kind of do like Monday through Friday. I have it in the background, but every
Hey, real
time I'm
quick, James.
yeah, go
I just
ahead.
want to tell Ash there are still seats, Ash. So if you want to go, man, let's do it.
Next to you? Next to you?
Not next to me, no, but we could
What's
still
the
go
point?
together. Well,
What's the
we
point,
could
man?
still share the experience because they're not going to be
Share
they're
the
not going to be.
experience,
Yeah,
bro.
we could go get a
No, that's
drink
not the
together
same
afterwards or something.
thing. That's not the same
Well, I'll tell you
thing,
what.
man. Come
You
on.
come to Chicago and you just bring a bunch of bring a bunch of money, and then whoever is sitting next to me at the show just be like, here, I want this seat. You take my seat. There you go. Problem solved.
You know, that's not a bad idea. Wait.
Make them an offer they can't refuse.
Where are you sitting at? That's the real question.
Where am I sitting? I don't know. I have good seats though. I definitely paid extra for good seats because
Oh
I
shit.
He's like right there in the front.
yeah, I'm probably in the front. Yeah, I probably paid like 150 at least for the tickets for my one ticket.
That means that I need to bribe the person like another
Yeah,
150 to like
at least. Yeah.
move or
Mhm.
something. God dang
Yeah.
it, man. I don't know,
See, if
man.
this was like
I have to
if
think
it,
about that.
yeah, I mean you got time. I mean it's another 5 months away, but I mean if it was anything but Chrono Trigger, I'd be like, it'll come to Florida eventually, this or that. But it's like this is a pretty limited
I
show,
think
I think, and who knows when they're gonna do it again.
I was gonna say, I think I saw it, and there's no showings in Florida at all. I feel like
Yeah.
a lot of these concerts they skip Florida. I was surprised when I think a year or two ago, Distant Worlds came to Orlando, and I was like, man,
Mm.
like I wanted to go. I was gonna go there with my wife, but then I forgot what happened. We just never ended up going. But I really wanted to go to Distant Worlds, and I think Nobuo Uematsu was actually gonna be there as well, which was cool.
Distant Worlds was also in Tampa too.
Were they? When?
It
And you
was.
didn't tell James?
Yeah, I
How
did
dare
not.
you?
I thought I did. I
I feel
legit
like
thought I
it,
did, but
maybe not in the past
yeah,
5 years or so. Because I feel like
it was. Yeah, no, but it was. I think it was there either last year. Actually, yeah, it was there last year because
what?
I was planning on going there,
Yeah.
but the thing was, it was in direct conflict with my Japan trip and stuff. And specifically, this was at the Straz Center or something like that.
Yeah.
Or yeah, I don't know if Uematsu was even there, but this is where the concert was there.
Yeah.
And I think what happened is that I didn't think to bother to tell you because I didn't know if you had time to bring your family down there or something like that, So
Yeah.
I wasn't too sure.
I mean, I probably
And,
would have.
another thing too is that when I was using Instagram a lot, that there was an ad about that kept spamming me about This Is Worlds being
Good
in
old
Tampa,
Meta.
so it was there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No, I think I would definitely go, especially with my wife. It's funny because like sometimes like when she can't sleep, she asks me to put on music, and I have a playlist of just orchestrated like RPG music. So I have Final Fantasy music in there, and she actually likes the music. So I would definitely do that. I had to take out the Chrono Trigger music because the Chrono Trigger orchestrated like soundtrack that's there is it's official, but there's like vocals in some of the tracks, and I kind of like I
Mm.
can't go to sleep with vocals. Like the minute I hear like a word, I wake up, and I was like, yeah, I gotta take you guys out, even though I like the
You know what? I
songs.
have an idea. Why,
Mhm.
James? Why don't you and Ash come here together, and then that way you guys can sit together and have the shared experience, and then we'll just
You,
like all go out afterwards. So we can all
you,
talk about it.
yeah,
There you go.
you really think James will be able to come out there all by himself
Sure.
without his family? Come on, man.
Yeah, she can man the fort, right?
Isn't that you said what? It's on the 14th of May?
October.
Oh, October. Okay.
Yeah,
I
5
don't know.
months from now.
Maybe it's vacation time. You're gonna have to get some
I
space
can hook you
and
guys up with room and board.
yeah.
If you want to stay a night or two or whatever, I can hook you up, save you a
I
hotel
would
room,
definitely,
pay for the ticket.
I will definitely 100% consider if James is able to go.
All
So
right, we'll
Oh, that'd
see.
be we'd have so much fun. It'd be awesome if you guys can make that happen. It'd be so much
yeah,
fun.
We'll see what happens. I'll be looking at
Okay.
that. Very close to my
Okay.
kid's birthday though, so that's the hard
yes,
part. Very close.
Send him a picture from the show. Say, I
Right.
wish you were here. Get him a Chrono Trigger
True.
t-shirt.
uh, all right. Let's get started with some of the smaller news before we dive in, and of course we'll end the podcast with what we have been playing. Starting off with Twilight Princess. There is a official PC, not or let me rephrase that, an unofficial PC port of Twilight Princess. I believe it's called Dusk. And it's pretty cool. So if you haven't tried like these recompilation projects, they're amazing. I have the Sonic Unleashed one, and I've also done the Ocarina of Time one. And basically, they've recompiled like the ROMs to kind of run natively and take full advantage of like PC or like your Steam Deck or even like Mac. In case of this project is available on all platforms, so iOS, Android, Mac, PC, Linux. I mean, it's available everywhere, which is pretty cool. And what I really like about this is that it supports higher frame rates. It supports mods. So, I think I didn't get to double check this, but I think it's the GameCube version, but you can mod it to look like the Wii U version.
So
Or
Link's a lefty, or he's a lefty in the GameCube version.
correct, yeah, we're on the Wii U
Yeah,
version. He's a
he's righty,
right-handed.
right?
Um,
Because they mirror
but
the whole game, I think, don't they, or something like that?
yeah, it's mirrored. Yeah, because
Yeah.
like in the Wii
Mhm.
version, it was the same thing. He was left-handed, but in the Wii version, he was right-handed because
Mhm.
the most people were right-handed,
Or
so
right-handed,
they did
right?
that. Yeah, it's kind of sad, but yeah. But yeah, so it has that, but with the mods, there's also a guy named Henrico something. I think it's Henrico Magnifico. He runs the channel Nintendo Radio, which I've talked about a couple times, where it's just live Nintendo music 24/7, and he's modded like Ocarina of Time to 4K texture packs and all these other stuff. He also has some texture packs.
Oh, I
You know
know
what
who
you're
you're
talking
talking
about?
about.
Yeah,
Yes, he did the same texture pack for Super Mario Sunshine, and it looks immaculate. You should
yes.
try that out one day, man. So
So you can kind of use his mods if you wanted to. And then of course they added achievements to this build as well. So it supports achievements. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's very easy to get. You do need to have like your own ROM of Twilight Princess, and I am not going to share where you can get that. But if you Google search it, you can find it yourself. But once it does that, it basically decompiles it, and then you can go ahead and play it natively. I've liked the Ocarina of Time experience. I thought it was amazing. Ocarina of Time has a boss rush mode with the decompile project, and believe I did it on stream, which is you just go and rush through the bosses, and you have max hearts, but you don't recover hearts, or I believe you recover a little bit of hearts after each boss. And I thought it was the coolest thing ever because you're just fighting boss after boss after boss to see if you can complete it
That's
and
fun.
then get time. Yeah, it's some pretty cool stuff. But yeah, I'm definitely going to go ahead and try this on Steam Deck. It is native to Steam Deck, which is pretty dope. And yeah, are you guys thinking of trying this out at all?
eventually, it's just the thing is, I need to find a Legend of Zelda game for me because I
Mhm.
tried Ocarina of Time and I also tried Majora's Mask. I think I kind of called the quits too soon on those games to like say that hey, this game is not for me. I even did the same thing for Wind Waker as well. I don't know what it is with those games. Is that like I don't know. I definitely want to try out.
Link
I
to the
definitely want to
past.
try out. Yeah, I want to try out Princess Zelda. Link to the Past. I actually like playing because I think it was just a lot more simpler to play.
Yeah.
I don't know what it
Mhm.
is, so
Hmm.
but yeah, I definitely wanted to mess with Twilight Princess because, and this is a bit of a hot take. The
Uh-oh.
design for Zelda is actually my design for Zelda from Twilight Princess is actually my favorite and stuff.
Really?
It's
I
really
think it
mature and adult. I like it too.
I yeah, because in it brings out his design even further in when you play Subspace Emissary from Brawl and everything. So
Hmm.
I definitely like that version of Zelda a lot, if anything. So with that being said, I might give it a try sooner or later. Who knows? It depends on what my backlog's looking like right now. So
I will be surprised if you get into Twilight Princess over any of the other games you mentioned, because I feel
Yeah,
like Twilight
it
Princess
starts
is one of the
really slow.
weakest. Yeah,
I did beat Breath of the
good music
Wild.
though.
I did beat Breath of the Wild.
Oh yeah.
It was quite fun. But in my opinion, Breath of the Wild it was definitely a way different game compared to the previous
Yeah,
Zelda
for sure.
titles and
Oh,
stuff.
100%. Yeah.
I would even say it was like a traditional Zelda game. I don't know.
No, it's not.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah,
So
no
that's how I
dungeons.
was able to beat. Yeah,
Right.
I was always able to beat that one. So, but I really want to just try out Twilight Princess later on and stuff because I've been waiting for that game to get like a proper Switch One or Switch Two release, but
Hmm.
Nintendo never bothered going around to doing that. So now you have a decomp comp like this, we can put it on any platform.
Yeah.
That's all. That's Nintendo's fault at this point, man. You were too late to the game,
So
literally. So.
on top, actually, I'll let you go, Bryant, first, before
Okay.
I continue.
You guys know me. I'm not really into downloading stuff like this, like getting a ROM and playing with that. I'm not really into that. With that said, though, what's really frustrating is that even if any of us were to download that and play it and whatever, first of all, I've purchased Wind Waker, many years ago when it got released officially on
Wii U.
Wii, and then also
Oh.
when it got released again on Wii U as the HD version or whatever. And I'm begging Nintendo, and I think all three of us are probably begging Nintendo, bring it to Switch 2. I will pay for it again. I will give you money gladly, hand over fist, to let me play that in an official capacity. So that's why it's frustrating when it has to come to this, where somebody has to upload something like this that's of questionable legal means and all the rest, when most of the people that want to play it have little interest in pirating it or anything like that. It's just they want a
Hmm.
way to play it and they don't make it accessible. And it's just so frustrating because it's like they could print money, just put a discount or digital whatever of Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD. Put them either like a Super Mario Galaxy 2 kind of release, or if it's a physical,
Hmm.
excuse me, or do it separately and do them like, $30 a piece, $40 a piece, $50 a piece, whatever. I will buy them and I will be very happy to do so. I will be there day one. I will pre-order them just like I pre-ordered the game we're going to be talking about later. Sight unseen. I hope Nintendo, when we get into the other topic about the other game that gets released, that's getting released later, I hope they see how strong these sales are going to be for this and how people are more than willing to part with their dollars for things that we want. And I never thought I wanted what we're gonna be talking about later, what's coming out, but now that it exists, I'm 100% on board. But if they did the same thing with Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD, like, come
Hmm.
on, just bring them out, man. Like, what? Like, why are we got to be so mysterious about it? Like, it's so silly.
To be perfectly honest with you, I'm not too sure what Nintendo was thinking these days because like
Yeah.
I'm like because I'm pretty sure Legend of Zelda is like their second most popular IP right behind Mario. So you would expect them to have them put the amount of attention into their older
Hmm.
IPs just like they do with Mario, but they don't. And due to their negligence, now we have a good amount of decompilations where people can just get their own ISOs or ROMs and just reverse engineer the whole thing with that decompilation and play how they want to play. And I feel like if they would have came out with ports way before those decomps, most people probably wouldn't even give a crap about that.
Right.
At this point, it would be more like, oh, okay, I get to play this on this system and put so many mods into it and see what happens, that type of deal, like a playground per se. But now people are treating this as oh, this is like a new way for me to play the game without waiting on Nintendo at this point. So at this point, it's on Nintendo for them to
Right.
take action on this and make some money. Like I don't understand because sometimes like I mean you're a business, you're supposed to make some money, but they're not doing the said actions to make the said money. I don't know
Mhm.
what kind of graphs they got with this. I don't know what kind of graphs where they're saying that hey, this is a high risk for us to report these older titles to Switch or something, but I would like to see those graphs because there's definitely when it comes to making a business decision, there's a lot of risk and management involved
Yeah.
at this point. And I feel like looking from outside, from my perspective, there shouldn't be that much risk on re-releasing some of these games onto the current platform. There shouldn't be, you know.
Mhm.
The
But
only
that's just
thing
my opinion.
I can think of is that maybe they'll have a bunch of this when the Zelda movie comes out next year.
Mhm.
Maybe like that'll be part of the on ramp to the movie coming out. Like they'll have some sort of Zelda direct of some capacity, and they'll announce a port of those games and the movie coming out and stuff. Like maybe that could happen. Maybe, but
Yeah.
it's ridiculous that it's taken. I mean, the Wind Waker HD was a Wii U game that came out in like 2013, 2014 or something
Yeah.
like that probably.
Yeah.
And then Twilight Princess HD came out after that, and that was probably like, I don't know, 2015 or something like that. Um, and it's just like it would be such an easy slam dunk just to port these forward to the Switch and just let me play them. Like I don't get it, man.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like it's possible that they could re-release it with the Zelda movie. I think the key artwork they showed of I forgot who the main actor's name is. I apologize. But the key artwork they showed with him dressed up in the green tunic is Twilight Princess Link, I believe. Which would make sense, like to pour something
Mhm.
like this. That being said, like Twilight Princess is definitely not my favorite. It's probably maybe my least favorite Zelda game, honestly. When I
Mhm.
really rank them all, which is not a bad thing because in my opinion, all the Zelda games are amazing. It's just my least favorite, and I don't mind
And there's
replaying
elements in
it.
it that are really cool
Yeah,
too that
yeah,
you acknowledge.
exactly.
It's
A
just the
lot of the
complete
dungeons are
package.
amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
correct.
And the
Um,
vibe of it is kinda cool,
mhm,
like the midnight look with, like, the wolf, like, it looks really interesting and, like, the vibes are kinda
yeah,
creepy. But
I
yeah,
like
there's other bits, like collecting the what do you call it?
the tears.
The tears, yeah, what the
Yeah,
hell is that? Like, no.
very annoying. There's something like that in Skyward Sword too.
And the beginning's slow too.
Though with Skyward Sword, I like the premise of it because in Twilight Princess is just you're in the Twilight realm, but in
Mhm.
Skyward Sword you're almost like in like a timeless like realm and everything stops in time. But if you don't get the tears quick, the time like frees up and then all the enemies just hunt you down. So you're like constantly
Okay.
on edge and you're running around and like
So there's, like, gameplay for that then. It's like
yeah,
there's a gameplay reason why that happens then, so that makes
exactly.
the Zelda thing, though, there really wasn't, like, they tried to put some flimsy, narrative reason behind it, but it just felt like a fetch quest, like a really annoying fetch quest.
Exactly. It's a padding there.
Yeah.
But this the person who did this decomp also has a Minish Cap decomp as well, which I thought was pretty
Oh, yeah, I
cool.
saw that. Yep.
And it allows you to play Minish Cap all the way, even on ultra wide. There's also a Link's Awakening decomp. I don't know if you guys seen that where they show
See, those are
playing Link's
available,
Awakening
though.
there.
I'm not down with that. Those are available to play even, I'm not down with that.
To me, the Link's Awakening looks the most interesting because somebody showed it doing again on an ultra wide monitor, and they
Mhm.
have the mod where it basically opens up the whole map. So instead of you having
It
to
shows
load
everything at
between,
once.
yeah, you can go through the whole
Yeah,
game on just one screen. And I was like, that's kind of cool.
that's cool. It'd
Uh,
be cool to experience that.
exactly. It's just to mess around. Like you said, they're all available. It varies. I like to mess with some of these because if they can give me different features, or sometimes different experiences, or like because sometimes the remakes don't have the same experience as the older versions, and vice versa. Sometimes like the older versions are not the best versions to experience. Like in my opinion, Wind Waker HD is far superior in every way, shape, or form
Oh, no
than
question.
Wind Waker GameCube. The biggest thing being the sailing part, where the fast sail is pretty much needed. Like I've been playing the GameCube version, and I enjoy it, but the sailing, I was like, man, I wish I
So
had the
slow.
fast sail. Exactly. And there's no way to speed it up or anything like that. But yeah, those are cool, some cool projects that I'm excited to try out. Leon Must Die Forever has launched. What a name for a mini game that's in Resident Evil Requiem. Has anybody here tried it? I haven't tested it out yet.
I haven't
I
tested it
haven't
yet.
tried. Yeah, I haven't tried it yet either. But I thought that name was based on the previous one called Ethan Must Die for like I think Resident Evil 8. I think.
What was it? I didn't even know that there was a mini game
Yeah,
like that.
I think so.
yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
believe so. Yeah.
Okay, that's
Mm.
kind of cool.
Isn't
I
there a
didn't.
movie called Romeo Must Die? Maybe it's based on
There
that.
is. Yeah, with Jet Li.
It could be. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
That could have been the origin. So.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it's basically a roguelike, which is kind of neat. Like I'm not a big roguelike fan, but this looked kind of cool. You go through, you fight familiar enemies. You go to different areas that like you've been to previously in the game. It's basically just a survival mode. Think mercenaries, but roguelike. So that's awesome. That released, I believe, like Wednesday night. I want to say. I believe it was
Something like
Wednesday
that,
night.
I think.
I'll
Yeah, I
probably
think
get to it
so.
eventually.
Yeah.
hmm Um, and then Stranger Than Heaven had a live presentation. I did not get to watch the whole thing. I did watch snippets. It looks pretty dope. They went more into more detail of the different time periods you would go ahead and like appear in. And they went into the fighting mechanics, which are pretty interesting. You use the triggers, and that's how you kind of move your limbs. So you have to hold, let's say, your right trigger, and that moves your right side of the body, and then you hold the left trigger to move the left side of your body. So when you're fighting, you're constantly switching back and forth. Because if you're, let's say, for example, if you're holding the right trigger all the time, you're only going to do a right punch or a right kick. If you hold the left trigger, you're going to do a left punch or a left kick. And then you have to like go back and forth between the two to do combos. So it seems like an interesting way to do combat. I'm curious to see how that's going to actually work out. Because I feel like there's a game that's very similar where you have to hold like right trigger and left trigger to do certain things, and it just bothered me. I just can't think of it. I don't know. I can't think of the game, but there are some games like that where I'm just kind of like, I know. All right, there's I know what I'm thinking of. Gang Beast, Gang Beast. You have to hold right and left trigger to move your arms. That's what it is. And to me, but that's a little bit different. Those are like ragdoll gameplay, so it's a little bit different. But I'm curious to see how Stranger Than Heaven comes out. If you don't remember what Stranger Than Heaven is, it's the uh, game that's from the RGG Studios, the people who made Yakuza Like a Dragon games. That's their new
Oh, that
game.
game.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and talk about one of our main topics. One of our most excited, I think the most exciting thing that happened this week to me and Bryant, and that is this guy. Our Steam controllers came in, and if you did not watch my stream on Friday, I gotta say I love this controller. I know Ash will have some thoughts because I did let him hold it and kind of mess around with it a little bit. But
Oh, nice.
I love this controller. I think it's great. Retro Game Core, shout out to Retro Game Core, lot of great informational stuff. But he mentioned something where like the controller is heavier than all the other controllers. And yeah, while that is true, and of course he actually put it on a scale, so it is true. The controller itself doesn't feel that heavy. Like I didn't get any fatigue while playing it on stream. Just holding it feels really good, feels really at home. I do question the D-pad a little bit while playing Street Fighter. It just felt like a little bit off. It could have been just me. And when using the D-pad, I did find myself touching the left thumbstick a little bit. So I do feel that the thumbsticks are a little bit too close. Specifically, the left thumbstick's too close to the D-pad. So if you are playing like fighting games, you might slip, and if it recognizes the thumbstick movement just even a little bit, that might mess you up there. But other than that, I enjoy it. Navigating through windows, was kind of I guess like the only negative thing I don't like is like you can use it to navigate through Windows, but you can't open or you can't use it for non-Steam games unless you add those games to your Steam library as a non-Steam game. And I really don't want to do that. And not only that, like you can't add games from the Xbox app into non-Steam games. So like there there has to be a fix for that. And I'm hoping like there is some type of fix that comes in the future. Maybe Microsoft will do something to allow usage for the Steam controller. I doubt it because they want to sell you more Xbox controllers, but who knows? Maybe somehow it'll work with the Steam controller because I think there's a lot of great things you can do. Like if you're playing Halo Wars, which is relying on mouse movement. I mean, you can use the D-pad, but I think that would work better with the trackpad overall. Now, when using it in Bazite, which I did test it out in Bazite, everything just works flawless. Again, Bazite is based off of SteamOS, so a lot of the same systems that are in SteamOS or like on Steam Deck are in Bazite, and it just worked flawless for me. I loved it. Everything about it was great. Navigating again, the main menu was great. All the same shortcuts, all this stuff were working flawlessly. So it's definitely designed for SteamOS first, but of course you can use it on Windows through Steam. Brian, what's your thoughts?
Okay. So I can say unequivocally this is my favorite controller I've ever used. Um, it is so comfortable for me to hold. This is easily the most comfortable controller I've ever used. I love where the thumbsticks land. It's very natural. I think the triggers feel really good. Like then the back buttons feel really satisfying to press. The face buttons all feel great. I think they feel better than Xbox Series buttons. They're quieter too, I feel like. Um, the face buttons feel great too, or the what do you call it? Like the menu button and the Steam button, they all feel great. They're all very responsive. I will say I kind of am with you a little bit on the D-pad. It's not a bad D-pad. Like a bad D-pad is surprisingly the original Nintendo Switch Pro controller D-pad. That D-pad was awful. The Switch 2 Pro controller isn't that much better, but it's better. But if I had to say, this D-pad reminds me a lot of the Steam Decks. Like I feel like it's the exact same thing. This one looks bigger, but I wonder if that's just because the Steam Deck's a bigger thing, so the D-pad looks smaller on the Steam Deck, or if the D-pad is actually bigger on the controller. But yeah, it's fine. It's not the best D-pad I've ever used. But what's surprising about that is I feel like there hasn't been a good D-pad since like the Super Nintendo. Like why is it so hard to make a good D-pad? But anyway, um so that's really my only criticism of it, and I would say it's probably like a B for me for the D-pad. The rest of it is an A plus. I can't think of one thing that I don't like about it. I love the touch pads. It's extremely ergonomic, just like the Steam Deck is ergonomic. It's extremely comfortable to hold for long periods. I don't find it heavy. I have no idea how anybody could think this is too heavy. I played it for like 2 hours today, and never once did my hands feel fatigued. I like how versatile it is, how you can plug a USB-C into this, then plug the other end into your Steam Deck or a Windows PC and play it wired and it charges it. I like the puck because the puck is meant for ultra low latency, so it's proprietary. Like I think you'd assume it's proprietary. So it's meant to be used wirelessly for extremely low latency. Yeah, you have it connected to your Steam controller right now, and then
Yeah.
you can charge it and use it at the same time, and it's a very nice magnet feeling. It's very solid. Um, yeah, that's a beautiful sound. It feels really nice when you click it in there.
Yeah.
Um, I'm trying to think of what else I really have to say about it. It's just I had expectations for this controller. Like when they showed it for the first time, I was like, "Oh, I'm buying that controller. It looks great." But when I actually got it in my hands and I started playing games on my Steam Deck on it, I just could not believe how good it all felt and how cohesive Steam's hardware is with the software. Like I'm really digging that. And
Mhm.
if it wasn't for the fact that the Steam machine isn't going to be as powerful as my Windows PC, just from a GPU CPU standpoint, and the fact that not all SteamOS games are compatible with games you purchase on Windows, I would absolutely sell my Windows PC and just have a Steam machine, like 1,000,000%. But because of the compatibility stuff and because it's not going to be like the most powerful computer ever. I may buy it depending on the price, just to have as like a side console to like bring it around rooms in my house and like play on the couch in a different room or something like that while being able to access my Steam library. But yeah, I just continue to be floored by Valve's ability to make hardware and software because the Steam Deck is just such. It kind of goes back to um, the concert that I went to today. I felt like today was a celebration of video games, and I feel well, like listening to that music, it was like a celebration of video games, and it reminded me why I liked video games because it made me feel emotionally connected. Listening to that music being played live while like images and videos of the various games in question were playing on the big screen above. Um, but then I got to think about like what else have I felt like is about like the love of video games. Sega Dreamcast. That's another system that I really feel was just such a pure piece of joy
Mhm.
between the games on it that were just straight up arcade ports. That were just to function flawlessly. It was just a really cool game machine. Fantasy Star Online, you could play online. It was just very pure, very um, it just worked really well, and the games were just also good and everything like that. And it was just a celebration of games. The Steam Deck and the Steam controller, Valve, this just all screams celebration of games. There's no crap about like media players and complicated finagling with like Windows and all that kind of stuff. It's just straight up, okay, you turn on your Steam Deck, here's your library, click and go. And if you want to make it more complicated, you can. Like you absolutely can go into SteamOS and you can install your plugins and all that other stuff you guys want to do. But if you just want like a straight, excuse me, near console experience on in a PC kind of area, then SteamOS and Steam Deck is for you. And the extension of SteamOS and Steam Deck is this beautiful controller. It's $100. I don't think it's overpriced. I mean, the touchpads alone, that has technology in it that costs money, and then the rest of it, haptic feedback. PlayStation has haptic feedback. The rechargeable battery that PlayStation has, but Xbox Series doesn't. You have to buy that separately for 20 or $30 or whatever. The triggers on the back, the Nintendo Pro controller has that. The Xbox and PlayStation don't have that unless you buy their Pro variants, and those cost like $150, $200. So all in all, the whole package here, I mean, I don't know how anybody could say this controller is too expensive for all the technology that's packed in here. Yeah, there are cheaper options like the 8-bit DOs and things like that, but it doesn't have all the stuff that this does. Maybe it does other things better. It's more versatile. You can play, your Windows games and other systems and stuff like that. But this is for your Steam. You buy this to play your Steam library on. If you have one game in Steam, and that's all, like you bought, I don't know, Fear 20 years ago, you're not going to buy this controller to play Fear, But if you have like a vast PC library specifically on Steam, which I do, and I don't know what your guys' Steam libraries look like, but I assume they're pretty decently sized. You're buying this and you're never going to use another controller again as long as you can help it. Like, I wish I could play this on PlayStation. I wish I could play this on my Xbox, but alas, it's going to make me play PC a lot more because I like the controller so much.
Yeah, my library is 139 games.
Mine's 232 games.
Yeah.
I have more than both of you combined single-family.
How?
He
Yeah.
buys
That
like
makes no
every
sense.
single
I do.
game.
What?
On sale. I can't tell you the
legit
last time I
thought
watched
had-
something full price.
Dude, I legit thought I had the biggest size. Like, are you telling me?
Yeah, I'll tell you. You want to know I have? I'll tell you. Hang on a second.
Yeah, man, that's some BS, man. No way.
Well, I just started making my library with the Steam Deck. Like once I got the Steam Deck, I started building my library there. But I probably for a while I was still buying the majority of my games on Switch. So it's only now that I feel like I want to use like my PC more. And
the problem is right now is that the number of games I have is inflated because I'm part of a Steam family share.
Yeah.
So the games that my friends have, it's also going to count as the games I also have as well. So I'm like, damn, I don't know how to further filter this.
Yeah, I'm part of family share too, but it's my kids. And I think they bought like maybe 1 or 2 games that I don't really play. Like I know they have content warning. Like that's a game that's not mine, but they have that. And then there's like some other game. There's like 2 games I think they bought only, and that's it. Everything else is mine.
I have over 1,000 games. I'll just tell you that.
Over 1,000. Good lord! Like that's
How did you create like a Steam account when Steam was first created or something? I think that's the only way you had to accumulate that many games.
No, I got my first gaming PC, I want to say in like 2011. I want to say it was an Alienware. I forget what the model was, but it looked like a console, and that really appealed to me. It was like this very slender form factor,
Steam
and so I
Machine?
finally bought one. No, it
Was
wasn't a Steam Machine. It was Windows. It had like these bladed LEDs on it. I don't remember what it was called, but it was really, really
the ones they
sick.
used to sell at
And
GameStop? No, those were still
I don't know
Steam
if they sold it at
Machine.
GameStop. Maybe
Yeah.
no, it wasn't a Steam Machine. It was 100% a Windows PC. But I bought that, and that kind of inspired me to get started on the PC library. And I never saw Steam sales before, so it's like, Transformers Fall of Cybertron, $2. Yeah, I'll buy that. Like it's like $50 on PlayStation 3 or whatever. So you get inundated with that over and over and over and over again. Like, all the Tomb Raider games for $5. I'm in. Like, I'll never play them. But that's a very standard thing with Steam users. Is you see something on sale you might never play, but it's like $2 for Titanfall 2. I beat it alright on Xbox, but I mean, yeah, it's $2. Like, of course I'm gonna buy it. So that's just I have bought a few things full price as well. But the vast majority of my stuff I buy on discount.
Yeah. Man. Yeah, now slowly I was building up my library, and I still need to build it up. And then Green Man Gaming doesn't help either, because like you'll
Nope.
see a lot of things cheaper, especially before they come out. You're like, okay, you're saving, you know, anywhere from $10 to $15
I
compared
bought Lego
to
Batman the other day.
consoles. Oh, you did? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out where I'm gonna buy Lego Batman because my son wants to play it, but he plays the Steam Deck now. Like he has my official Valve dock. He uses it, and then I have a third party dock that I use downstairs because I can use it with my ROG Ally X or my Steam Deck. But like he's playing like Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain right now. His first time.
Nice.
Yeah, because he's like, oh, Snake is cool, and I want to play a game with Snake. I was like, all right, this is not your normal like go out guns blazing game. This is a sneaking game. And he's now realizing how hard it is, but he's enjoying it. He's having fun with it.
That's
But
awesome.
yeah, so I don't know if I'm gonna get Lego Batman on Steam or if I should get it on PS5. Yeah, I gotta figure that out. He also wants
It's
my
coming out on
Steam
the 19th, I
controller.
think. Oh, I
Uh,
bet he does. So
yeah,
does Ash. You guys can fight it out.
he was I forgot what day it was. He was like, Dad, can I use your Steam controller? I was like, no. He's
No,
like, come on. And I was like,
no.
no, this stays. This does not get
Stays
touched.
with Dad.
Like I'll get you your Steam controller later on. But you
Yep.
know, and you know, I think he deserves it. He's been playing his Steam Deck a lot. You know, getting good grades in school and stuff like that. So yeah, so you know what? Yeah, why not? Why not? He'll use
I
that.
also mentioned in the Discord, I do wish it came with a carrying case. That would be
Hmm.
so sick. Just to have your
I agree.
Steam Deck carrying case and then your Steam controller carrying
Yeah.
case, and maybe have like a little pocket where you could slip the dock in or something like that. Like that'd be that's all you need. Like you just need those
Yeah.
two pieces and you have mobile gaming. You can go anywhere with it. You know, that'd be so awesome. It
Yeah, that was
deserves a
a
case.
I agree. When I transported this with me the other day to show
I
Ash,
use my box.
it's I didn't use my box. I just put it in my bag, but I put it at the top where it won't get touched or like move. But I was still very like worried. I was like, oh man, I hope this doesn't get messed up. While we're on that topic, Ash, what were your initial thoughts when I let you hold it and try it out a little bit?
I held that thing. That thing was one of the lightest controls I ever had in my life. Like it felt lighter than any controller I held. I'm trying to think about like all the controls I held in the past. I'm remembering the Wiimote nunchuck. It was
Hmm.
kind of like that. That controller was larger than that. I don't know what it was because like I don't know what YouTube video I saw, but they were saying that hey, the controller is a bit heavier compared to other ones, which I'm like, oh, are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Like the weight distribution in that thing is really really good. I don't know what to say about that. Um, I think I've only tested the control for like 5 minutes with you, James.
Hmm.
And I think at the time I think you had that one Digimon game. I keep
Yeah,
forgetting. I
Digimon
don't know
Time
what Cyber
Stranger.
Sleuth. Oh, Time Trader. Okay, there we go. But yeah, I didn't, and the thing is too is I didn't realize there was haptic feedback in that controller too, along with like the triggers and stuff, which is pretty cool. I still like the haptic feedback from the DualSense still, if anything.
Hmm.
So
It's still
if I were to have
superior. Yeah.
any, yeah, like if I were to play any PlayStation games off on PC, I prefer to use a DualSense one. So like anything like Stellar Blade or FF16, I'll just do DualSense first over Steam controller if I have the choice, due to the haptics. I just love them. I don't know. But overall, it felt really, really good, and I'm hoping to get my own soon because I'm on the wait list. I literally reserved my spot at 12:59 just so I can be safe with it. So by the time they do new reservations, I should be one of the first people to get an email about it. And
Don't ask me that.
straight up, yeah, like I should be one of the first people to get my reservation. I already got my money in my Steam wallet, so I can just put the thing right away, and hopefully it will come in within the same week or something like that. So I'm I'm thinking the first thing I'm probably gonna do is load up some boomer shooters on my Steam Deck.
There you go.
Mainly because those trackpads. Because the thing is, guys, if you guys ever use the trackpads for those boomer shooters like Doom, Quake, or anything like that, it is a life changer. Let me tell you, man, it's great. It's wonderful. So I think that's one of the first things I'm probably gonna do with it. You know. But yeah,
I played
love it.
Half-Life with the trackpads and it played really well.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I still have yet to play Half-Life, and I missed out when Half-Life was like super cheap. That one
Don't
time.
wait a second. Hold on.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me you have a Steam account, you don't have Half-Life on it? You
No,
That's
freaking
crazy.
I
weirdo.
don't.
That's
Wow.
Yeah.
crazy.
I
Only
just
James.
That's
I
like having a Nintendo system without Mario Brothers. Like, come on, man.
there's somebody who actually has a Nintendo device and hates Mario actually. Yeah.
Who?
That's crazy.
He's been in the chat a couple times. His name is Joe Kuma, aka Jesse. I think he was on one of the he did a podcast with us a while back. But yeah, he's not a
Okay.
Mario fan. He does not like Mario at all.
All right. Well, okay. Well, my point still stands, James.
Yeah.
They drop like the Valve collection. You get
Mhm.
all of the Valve games like Portal, Portal 2, Left 4 Dead, Team Fortress, all that stuff, all those games. You get them for like ridiculously cheap. I think it's called like the Steam box or something like that. I don't
Yeah.
remember, but if I ever
Hmm.
see that go on sale again, like you got to pick it up. Usually it's like really cheap too. It's like under
I
10
should.
bucks and you get all these amazing games.
Yeah, I should probably re-pick up Left 4 Dead. I have it on my Xbox, and I remember I used to love playing Left 4 Dead with my brothers. But now that I think about it, because I've been thinking about like what are some games I can play with my older kids, that are co-op because there isn't too many. I'm excited for Halo campaign. What is it, campaign evolved or whatever it is? I'm excited for that, and I think they said it's gonna be cross-play. So like I'm probably gonna buy it like on PC and PlayStation, so that I can play with my kids, which is gonna be pretty cool. But like I would like to play Left 4 Dead with them because that's also another good game. Some other extra comments on the Steam controller I want to mention before we move on to the next topic is I was just testing out with the Stadia controller, and the Stadia controller is actually heavier than the Steam controller. Like this thing
Oh
feels
yeah, really?
a lot heavier. Now, to be fair, this controller does connect. It has a Wi-Fi antenna built in, right? So it does connect to like Wi-Fi
Mm.
itself. So that might be why this is heavier than say a Steam controller. It also has an auxiliary port at the bottom, so you can plug in headphones directly into here. But yeah, it does feel like definitely heavier overall. Like even holding it, I was like, man, like this would probably fatigue me. I do like the Stadia controller though; it's pretty cool. Shout out Google. I think Stadia was actually pretty cool, but Google likes to start things and not finish it all the time. Another thing about these Steam controllers specifically that I don't like, and
Uh-oh.
oh, I thought it was a headphone jack. I was like, wait a minute, is there a headphone jack? But no, it's a screw port. Um, the instructions, or rather lack of instructions, kind
Yeah,
of
they're just
suck.
like IKEA instructions. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't tell you anything. So when I was trying to pair it to my Steam Deck, I'm trying to pair it through Bluetooth. And I was like, how do you go into Bluetooth mode? And even if you go, I was like, okay, maybe if I have this paired to my PC, I can go to settings and see what the quick menus are. There's like nothing there. So I had to Google search, and there is on the official Steam support page, there's a Steam controller section that tells you what you need to do to go into Bluetooth mode. So I was like, okay, cool. Now I know what the Bluetooth button is. And for those of you who are wondering, it's you have to hold B on the face, hold R1, and then press the Steam button, and then you'll see the little light will turn blue, and that puts it into Bluetooth mode. But that's only to put into Bluetooth mode. I do not know how you put it into Bluetooth pairing because it tells you how to switch the modes. It doesn't tell you how to go into pairing mode. So I got to figure that out as well. But the instructions tell you to go back. You press A, press R1, and it says go into write mode. I don't know what that means, but you can go into write mode by pressing A, go R1 and press that. And that did connect it back to the puck, which was cool. But there's a left mode where you press A L1 and then press the Steam button and it goes into left mode, but I don't know what that means either. So I'm only assuming that maybe if you have two pucks plugged in, maybe it can choose which puck to go to. Like I'm not exactly sure. That or it's allowing you to pair it to two pucks at the same time, or in my head, I'm thinking because this was designed for the Steam Machine. Steam Machine has the puck built in already to the Steam Machine. Maybe allows you to do that, right? So you can have, let's say, the Steam Machine it paired to the Steam Machine, and then you have that separate puck for like a PC or whatever, somewhere else. So that's all assumption. I'm not exactly sure if that's what that means. Well, we won't be able to know until the Steam Machine actually comes out. But yeah, if you go to where's my phone? The website is I think it's like Steam support. Uh, Yeah, help.steampowered.com. Oh, it's a long URL. Just type in Steam support, Steam controller, and it'll pop up. But yeah, and it gives you a bunch of different things. Like it tells you like first steps, like what you need to do the updates, pairing connectivity, it says Bluetooth, wired or wireless, and then it tells you the pairing steps. But it doesn't tell you how to go into pairing mode. At least I don't see it here. There's pairing a puck. Oh, pairing to a puck or Steam machine. There's that. But there is nothing that says how to pair it through Bluetooth. So now it's stuck to my Steam Deck on Bluetooth forever, I guess.
That's
Um,
crazy.
yeah, and these instructions, I'm looking in here right now. Like there is no. Oh, actually, hold up. We
What
gotta
happens if you
go.
turn off the Bluetooth and just plug the puck in?
Um. Well, you have to put it back into like puck mode. So you have to go back and forth between Bluetooth and puck mode.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, in
got
order
it.
for you to do that. But no, it looks like actually press and hold. No, because that's the same thing. Yeah, I don't know what it says. Once prayer is complete. Yeah, it doesn't tell you because it's telling you the same steps. Like hold B, hold R1, and press the Steam button, and that puts you into Bluetooth mode. But that's it. But that's not really it. If that makes sense. Yeah. Oh well. I'll continue messing with this. I'll have an actual
Go on Reddit.
review on this. And we'll go into it. My overall thoughts. It's probably gonna be positive, but I'll definitely mention this. And if I do figure out how to go into pairing mode, I'll let you guys know. But this thing is pretty in depth. It even has how to pair into to a Mac directly, which is kind of cool. And how you can navigate through Mac settings here. There's also like controller there's controller backpack mode. I don't know what that means. That's interesting. But there's a controller backpack
Yeah,
mode.
again, so vague, so unnecessarily vague. Like it just
Yeah.
has these cute little drawings. Like it's too being too cute by half, man.
But yeah, other than that, Steam controller is amazing. I highly recommend it still. My initial impressions are all positive. It's just we know it does more. It's just there's no really instructions on how to do more, if that makes sense. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the biggest announcement that was Star Fox. Yes, Star Fox is back, and it's not a racing game. Yes, it is not a
Thankfully.
racing game, thankfully, because those
That
rumors
we
of a
know
oh,
of. Maybe there's another mode or something.
maybe that is true. That is true. But if you guys don't remember, I believe like a year ago or two, there was like rumors of a Star Fox game coming back, but it's a racing game. And I was like, yeah, I don't want a racing Star Fox game. I just want a Star Fox game. But here we are. We're getting a official Switch 2 Star Fox game that is basically a remake of the 64 version of Star Fox. Yes, I get it. Technically, that is a retelling of the Super Nintendo game. And then there's Star Fox Zero, which is another retelling of the same Super Nintendo game. And then there's Star Fox 64 3D, which is just the same game as the 64 remastered. But this looks a little bit cooler because, graphically speaking, it looks amazing. Everything about the game, graphically speaking, looks great. The only negative, I think we all agree on this, is I'm personally not a big fan of the character designs. Like I get it,
Same
you
here.
were trying to go for the realistic animal take, but when you compare like the Star Fox Zero character designs to the Star Fox, or I guess it's just called Star Fox, right? To the Star Fox Switch 2 character designs, I definitely prefer Star Fox Zero character designs overall.
I'm gonna be the fly in the ointment and say I like the designs.
You really do?
Dude.
I do, yeah, because they're creepy looking, kind of like Falco looks really janky with like how he's like standing and Fox's neck. Like this is like if you were talking about cartoony, aesthetically pleasing, the Fox in Mario Galaxy movie is way better in that perspective. But I kind of like how they're kind of threading the needle behind those creepy Nintendo Power puppets
Hmm.
and kind of like the cartoony Mario Galaxy kind of look. Like they're kind of trying to put the two together. And I remember being a kid and being kind of creeped out by the fact that they were puppets. Like when I'd see advertisements for them, things like that. It's because they were trying to model it after that. I think it's that British show, Thunderbirds, I want to say, where it's like they're
Mm.
dolls that were, it was like on the sci-fi show, the sci-fi channel, like where they're dolls inside of jets and they're secret agents or something like that. It's a very creepy show. If you don't
Hmm.
like dolls, like you'll be really creeped out by it. But if you heard of that show before?
No, I've never heard of it.
Okay, go on YouTube and just look up like the, first episode of Thunderbirds and you'll see what I'm talking about. But that's,
Mm.
you can look up anywhere. Like that's where they got the inspiration from Star Fox from, is from that show.
Mm.
Not only in the aesthetic of it, of like the dolls or whatever, but also just like having these different pilots um together like in a squad, like trying to fight evil and stuff like that. Like they drew heavily from Thunderbird. So I can understand why it might be off-putting to some people because it's very non-cartoon like. And they've kind of been drifting towards this very commercial looking look for the past 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
And this is kind of like a kind of weird off-putting thing, but I don't know. I kind of like it. It just makes me feel uncomfortable like it did when I was a kid. And I kind of appreciate that.
I don't know. Like, I just don't. Falco look. I just feel like he loses. He's not Falco.
Confidence.
Yeah,
he
it
loses
just
confidence, like because when you see him talking smack to Fox and you see him, you're like, bro, you have no right to be talking smack,
Yeah,
bro.
that's one thing. That's one thing I agree with is that the voice acting. Okay, so they did this comparison on Twitter where they showed the voice acting of like similar lines between Star Fox 64 and Star Fox, and you can tell that now that on the other hand, that is the other way where Star Fox 64 had a bunch of line deliveries and a bunch of voice actors that were playing characters, and it was all very campy, but it was all very charming and stuff. In this, in all the voice samples that I've seen so far of this, it feels also like PG Disney, like, oh
Yeah.
gee whiz, we're gonna go on we're gonna go fight Andros. It's just very conventional, very vanilla. Falco doesn't have that bite to him, like you mentioned. He doesn't sound
Right.
confident. He doesn't sound like he could take Fox down. Whereas in Star Fox 64, he sounds like a rival. Like if you mess
Yeah.
with Falco, you're gonna get in trouble.
Yeah, like I was playing Star Fox 64 this week because Star Fox is coming back. I was like, you know what, let me go back and play it. And just some of these things like, gee, Fox, thanks. I guess I owe you one or whatever. It like he was very sarcastic, or even when he starts off
I
when
guess I
the
should be
opening mode.
thankful.
Yeah, exactly. Like he does
Mhm.
that. And like even the first like intro where Falco talks, like if you hear his line versus like what he's saying, I'm just like,
Yep.
like no, like he spoke a little bit less. Like he didn't give that much information. Here he has like 2 sentences versus the original line was like like 4 words and that's it. But I was also pointing out that like Falco, he looks more like a what are they called? The Doritos, right? The birds
Oh,
from
I was literally just thinking
yeah.
that from Tears of the Kingdom,
Yes.
the bird looking people. Yeah, I was literally just thinking that he does look like that.
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
when I
is he supposed to represent like an actual bird, like
yeah,
Lombardi? That's his last name. So I
yeah,
mean, I don't know.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's supposed to be because they're all supposed to represent their own animals. So Fox is supposed to look like a fox. If you look at his feet,
Yeah.
it's literally like fox feet. Pepe's
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah,
wait, wait,
the
wait.
the
Well, no,
feet, the
Fox
feet.
doesn't have feet. He has those like robot feet, doesn't he?
No, he always had
Yes,
feet.
yes, and
No, it was
yes and
always feet.
no.
Even the
No,
creator
there's always
said,
no, yeah, it's always feet. But what he's talking about, like in the remake now, they're more like paws at that
yeah,
point. They're paws
Oh,
actually. So it's just he still has like the metallic look to his like
yeah,
stuff, but it's their paws now. I'm like, bro, what the
yeah.
heck?
But no,
So
Fox. So there was like this weird rumor out there that Fox had robot feet. Like he never had actual feet. But the creator
yeah.
himself said, like, he laughed. He said that is the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
They're
He
just
said,
like
no,
boots.
yeah, Fox. Those are actual Fox's boots. Like he has feet.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. I thought he was like Rocket Raccoon, like the whole like
like cyborg type.
like like science experiment gone
Yeah.
awry, and like that's why they were kind of like on a mission to defeat evils because they were all like animals that got messed with. I will say,
Mhm.
Ash, I think Lombardi. I feel like that's a reference to the football coach for the Green Bay Packers, Vince
that's a
Lombardi.
that's a very
Mm.
far fetched.
I don't know,
That's a
maybe
very
because they're
far fetched
both
reference.
like
Yeah,
winners.
because
I don't know.
I mean,
yeah, I mean,
let's search it up.
I
Let's
know
see.
Japan. I know Japan's known to like take references from like from United States for sometimes, but that particular one's a really really weird one. I would say so.
Yeah, let's see what they say here. If there is a saying that somewhere here, if he's a reference to anybody.
Because Lombardi is a very peculiar name. I think it would be.
Yeah. Doesn't say anything about him.
It's not like Falco Falcon or something.
Yeah. Well, what is the other meaning of Lombardi? Like, is it?
I don't
I
know.
thought it was I thought it was a type of bird.
Well, let me search that too.
You got Slippy Toad and Peppy Hair. Those are all very
Yeah,
stuff.
so
But
that
like
would make sense.
Fox McCloud, that's not. McCloud has nothing to do with Fox. It just sounds cool, I
Well,
think.
because his first name is Fox, so probably.
Right.
Yeah, I don't see anything that says Lombardi's a bird, but it could be
Yeah, I
bird or
don't see that either.
something. Lombardi bird.
I looked that one
No,
up.
and it comes up to
doesn't bring
Falco.
anything up.
Yeah, it brings
Yeah,
up
basically.
Falco. I mean, who knows? Maybe that is. Maybe they really liked. You said he was a coach.
Yeah, he was like he won the first two Super Bowls with the Green Bay Packers. Super Bowl 1, Super Bowl 2, Vince Lombardi, very prolific. They named the Super Bowl
I
trophy after
mean,
him, the Lombardi Trophy.
Yeah.
unless Shigeru Miyamoto is a big fan of football, because he's the one who created
Who
the character.
knows?
So
Who
yeah.
knows?
What-
Football's big over in Japan. Oh wait, never mind.
No,
Yeah.
no. I think you're
Not
talking
that-
about
not
a
that
different.
football.
I think
Yeah.
you're talking about a different type of football. I think.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, either way, yeah. Like that's my biggest thing. Not only that, I feel like they're changing Fox's like persona. He was more of a, in my opinion, at least in like Star Fox
He
64.
was like a Leonardo.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that's exactly the same thing I was telling somebody else. Like he was very Leonardo. You know, Falco's very Raphael.
Yes.
You know, they had like that
Peppy
Ninja
would be
Turtles.
Donatello, and
Yeah.
Slippy would be Michelangelo for sure.
Yeah, and they really had that going on. But now I feel like they've strayed away from it, especially with the with the Mario Galaxy movie when they introduced Star Fox. He has no
He's kind of like a hot shot.
Exactly. And in this game, it feels like they're doing the same exact thing because the way he's talking to the what's his name? General Pepper, the dog like
Yeah.
general. The way he's talking to him is like, dude, like you're talking to him like if you're a hot shot, not like a leader like you used to. And I really hope that they're not gonna transform his character just to be like the movie version. Because I don't that's the only thing I didn't like about his movie version is he is basically Falco, but like livelier now. And because Falco was very cocky, but he was more, again, Raphael, more like very
Raphael,
like
yeah.
serious. Where he's now becoming cocky, but he's a little bit like he's like a mixture of Raphael and Michelangelo almost now.
Yeah, I agree with that because like the thing about Raphael is that he was cocky and he took himself very seriously, and
Yeah.
that's kind of like what Falco was. And
Mhm.
Fox was just kind of like the perfect like leader. He seemed very responsible. He seemed confident, but not overconfident, not cocky.
Yeah.
But you're right. That's a very interesting thing. I never really thought of Star Fox in the lens of the Ninja Turtles, but it actually kind of fits.
Yeah. But regardless, I'm excited. Some other
I
stuff
pre-ordered
about
it.
you pre-ordered it already. I'm still
Oh, yeah.
debating because I have eShop credit, so like I was debating
I
on
do
getting
too.
it digital, but part of me wants to get it physical as well. So like I haven't pre-ordered it because I don't know where I'm gonna get what platform I'm gonna get it on, or if I'm gonna
You got
get it
time. You got a
digital or
month.
physical. Yeah, exactly. But you know, some other stuff about Star Fox is they're adding a bunch of cutscenes, which I think is pretty cool. They're adding more story.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Mhm.
That prologue I thought was actually really cool
Yeah,
because
me too.
Yeah.
that's
me
one
too.
thing that always kind of was, I don't know what the right word is, but kind of gave you a really weird vibe about Star Fox 64 was that whole bit with his dad being gone or whatever, and at the end
Mhm.
of the game he flies you out.
Yeah.
And like there's a little prologue at the beginning of the game that was like a narration that kind of went through like what happened, but it wasn't very detailed. Like you kind of had to fill in the blanks. That
Yeah.
prologue really added a lot to it, even though if it doesn't tell you like how Pigma got paid off by Andros and 100,000 pig bucks or whatever. You know, it's just seeing like how he betrayed him and seeing how James McCloud was very valiant and wanted Peppy to go and like get to Fox and tell General Pepper what happened. Like that was all really good world building stuff that you don't know anything about in Star Fox because they've kept that stuff very vague just because of the technological limitations. So yeah, I thought that prologue was really cool.
I think the prologue is a bit interesting because it alludes that James McCloud died during that dogfight.
Mhm.
But what I'm thinking though is that by the end of that prologue, it never showed that the actual they call it the R wing, right? The
R-wing.
R-wing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it never exploded at all.
Right.
So I think it's kind of a hint that hey, it makes it look like that James McCloud died, but he might be alive
Did you
out there
ever
somewhere.
did you ever
Did
beat
you ever play Star
Fox
Fox 64?
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you ever beat it? Because No?
No, I played
Okay,
it.
you
But I
should go
never-
back
I
and
never-
play it.
never-
It's a very short playthrough, and
Yeah.
you'll get all the answers to your questions.
But I
Yeah,
think isn't it
but
only
what
one
if-
specific
what
playthrough?
if they rewrite some of that make
They
it where
might.
James McCloud is still alive. That's basically what I'm saying.
Well, they
Well,
kind of do in 64 if you
he
play.
is alive, yeah, in 64. They
Yeah.
show him.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You
I
have to go
mean,
through the hard ending.
Yeah.
I never played
Don't
the
play
game
it,
through
dude.
all the
It's
way.
short.
So
It's
yeah.
short. It's fun. It's action
But
packed.
it,
You can literally beat it in like an hour.
I think because the only way to get the part where you see James McCloud, you have
Yeah,
to
it's the hard
do.
ending.
Yeah, so all your crew members have to be alive, or I mean they're always technically alive, but they have to be with you, and you have to do I think all the secret routes. So like when Falco tells you to go to that hidden route, you have to go there. Um, what else? There's like some other
I don't
stuff
think
you have
it's
to
that
do.
stringent. I don't
Is
think that
it?
you have to have all your team members. I really think all it is you have to go along that path to like the left. So you end up because like there's two different ways to get to Venom. On the right side, you like
Yeah,
attack that space station. On the left side, you kind of go through that armada and everything.
yeah.
If you end up on the left side and you go through the armada and you reach Venom, you fight Starwolf on Venom, and then you go fight Andros. I'm almost positive that's all you need to do, and
But I
that's how
thought
you
you
see the
can't
ending
go
with
to that
James.
side. Like if one of your characters die, it moves you to the middle part. Or not die,
I
but
don't think
you know what I'm
so.
saying. If they get
Yeah,
decommissioned.
get a decommissioned. Yeah, I don't think so. We should Google that, but
Yeah.
I could have sworn it's not that bad.
Okay. Either
Go
way, it's
play it, Ash.
fun.
It's fun.
Yeah, and I think that was the coolest thing
Yeah,
about Star
when I
Fox
got time,
64.
I'm trying to complete other games first,
Oh,
man.
you can beat that like in
So
an
It's
hour.
short.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's literally like an hour.
an hour.
An hour.
yeah.
Okay, all
Literally.
right.
Maybe 2 at max. Yeah, I beat Star Fox 2 in like I think it was 2 hours. Star Fox 2.
Yeah,
And
that's
that
fair.
and that was
If James can beat it, then I can beat it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's saying
fair.
something.
Exactly. Especially with my
Yeah.
limited time. No, but it's great. Like that was the one thing I loved about Star Fox 64 is like the multiple paths and then how they can intertwine because you can be on the middle path, but it will branch you out if you do
Yep.
something wrong.
Sub
So
stuff.
like there are certain things that in now that I think about it as a kid, I don't even remember how I knew how to do certain things, but I was able to
Experimented probably.
yeah, more than likely, but I was able to figure out like the paths. Kind of like with Pokemon Snap, how I was able to figure out like, oh, if I throw an apple at Charmander and he jumps into or Charmeleon, he falls into the lava, he turns into Charizard and stuff. Some weird, some crazy stuff there.
I like the missions too of the new
Yeah,
Star Fox. How there's
the
like a list
challenge
of like
missions.
8 to
Yeah,
10 missions that you can do, and that I don't know if that just affects your score or your medals, or if that also leads to I think it leads to different routes too. I think that's really cool. They fleshed that out
yeah.
significantly.
Oh, the multiplayer looks great. I think we all have to
Yeah.
try multiplayer. There's 4 of us.
Yep. Yep. Perfect.
One missed opportunity for multiplayer is they should allow you to do the whole story multiplayer.
Oh yeah,
But
that would be really cool.
because like
Yeah.
each person
that'd be
is
fun.
piloting one, that would have been amazing. I kind of get
Yeah.
it because it's kind of like
It's a lot.
because certain paths you have to have. For example, like I know one of the paths if Slippy is decommissioned, then you can't do one of the levels because Slippy
Right.
has to be there.
Yep.
And so forth. Like if Falco gets decommissioned in the beginning, then there's certain levels you can't go to because you don't have Falco, so it takes you on a different
Right.
path. So I do
Yep.
get that because you were kind of like, all right, like you can't branch out on different paths, but still, it would have been cool to go through the whole story like on hard mode together. I think that would be awesome. And then we could have done like game chat with us looking like the
Yes.
squad.
Yes. That'd been so amazing.
That's
Oh
one
my
of the
god, that'd be so
that's
perfect.
one of the features I actually
Yeah.
like is that the fact that they actually further improve game chat by using your camera to make yourself as one of the Star
Yeah,
Fox
one
characters.
characters.
I like
Yeah.
that. I actually like that. So
I think we're
Very
gonna have to
cute.
do a group stream doing the multiplayer. Regardless, it seems fun. Online multiplayer, us 4 against whoever. Like I think that would be pretty
Yeah.
cool. I'm excited for that. I think everything about this game looks cool. Like I don't care if it's a remake
Music.
of Star Fox 64. The music upgrade, the
Mhm.
soundtrack is already on Nintendo Music, and I was listening to it and I'm like, oh man.
So good.
oh yeah,
Exactly.
pretty good. I listened to it as well. It was pretty good.
Even I mean, the music coming from when they added it to Smash is just very iconic. Star Fox's theme itself, like most of the music that's iconic is from the 64, but Super Nintendo has
Yeah.
some good songs too.
Super Nintendo. Yeah.
I always like Star Wolf. The
Yeah, Star
theme.
Wars theme is amazing,
Yeah.
and it sounds even better now with it being fully orchestrated. Oh man.
Also, shout out to the submarine stage because in the
Mhm.
original it was a little choppy. Like it was fine,
Yeah.
like it ran, but in this it's like 60 frames per second. Like you can imagine they'll really fill out the ocean to make it look beautiful. I bet that's gonna
Yeah.
be like probably one of the highlights that'll look really cool on the Switch too.
Oh, everything looks great. The lava level looked amazing.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
The asteroid level. So like I did the asteroid level right after the direct. And I was like, man, it
Mhm.
is a night and day difference. The lighting and
Yeah.
everything just in there is just Man, it's again, it's N64 versus Switch 2, but still, like just seeing how much better everything looks is so cool. The attention to detail on the R wing where it says powered by Super FX, I think that's pretty
Oh yeah,
cool.
yep, that's cool. Yep.
You know, for those of you who don't know,
Almost
I think that Star Fox for Super Nintendo was the first game to be powered by the Super FX chip, which was
yeah, I
awesome.
think you're right.
Mhm.
Also it's 29 it's gonna be 29 years to the date nearly from when Star Fox 64 came out that this Star Fox is coming out because it came out in I think end of June 97 and then this is
Oh,
coming out
nice.
middle of June or yeah, middle of June, right? Middle of June 1990
June 25th. Yep.
2026. Yeah, so it's literally going to be almost 29 years exactly to the day, which I think is kind of cool. It makes me feel
Yeah.
really old.
Yeah. It does. Oh, trust me, there's a lot more things than just that. It makes me feel
Oh yeah, for
really old.
sure. Does having kids make you feel older? I would assume so, right?
Mm,
Or do they keep you young? Which one is it?
I feel like they keep you young because you play around with them
Okay.
and you're more
Okay.
active, right? So
And
like
you learn more about the world in their you learn about
the
more about like what the world is like in their
that is
world or
true because
whatever.
you hear like the different
What the
slang
kids are
they
doing
talk
these
about.
days.
The only thing that makes me feel old is kind of like the gaming aspect, right? Like younger
And they play
kids,
Roblox.
yeah, like Roblox or like their interest in gaming, what it is compared to like what we're into. That's the only thing. Like they're playing Brawlhalla right now, and I keep telling them, "Why are you playing
Oh
that?
my
You
god.
should be playing Smash."
Yes.
And they're like, "No, Smash is dumb. This game is better." I was like, "Oh my goodness!"
Oh,
Oh,
don't ma
Like you
I'm already
cannot,
really
hell
I'm scared about this
no.
generation, James. What
yeah,
are you trying to do to
Oh
me?
Lord, we gotta save him.
yeah,
We gotta save him. We
I
the
hope it's
first
not
thing
one
we
of your
gotta get
kids
rid
that
of.
said that. You have to
No,
put
no,
soap in their mouths.
no. We first gotta get rid of Roblox, bro. That
yeah.
Roblox has been causing problems, bro. I'm telling you.
It's well, you know, my oldest was the only one that stood quiet. He's like, no, because he's like my second oldest, the one that was playing Metal Gear Solid. He's like, yeah, Smash doesn't take any skill. I was like, no, no, you cannot
Oh,
tell me that. And
is that the one that
then
kicked my ass?
no, that's the oldest. He's the one
Okay,
that stood
okay.
quiet because he's like, I never said Smash. And he likes Brawlhalla because his friends can't
That's
they
fair.
don't have Switch, so he likes to play that.
Okay.
That and all his friends are really bad at Smash. Like they tried going against him, and he did a 3v1, and he beat them all.
Oh,
So he's
wow.
like, yeah, he's like, it's not fun when I play them. But then he was going around. It's like, yeah, but when I play online, I get destroyed. I was like, well, that's the fun of Smash because it takes more skill. So he was saying that yeah, it takes more skill to play Smash than Brawlhalla. But my second
It
oldest
takes skill?
was just
This is
like
like a
that.
baby's toy.
No,
That was a
it,
Back to
it
the Future Part 2 reference, BTW.
it's definitely skill when it comes to Smash. Brawlhalla, though, I don't know. I don't like anything about Brawlhalla. I just don't like, no offense to the developers, like, but I don't like the character designs. I don't like the music. It's that generic, I don't want to say Western
Slop.
music. It's just there's something about like Western devs. No offense again, like you know, I don't want to hate on Western devs, but they're like sometimes when they do their music is very generic, and it
Yeah,
puts me to
generic.
sleep. Where Smash has iconic music and they remix it and make it just they have hype music. Like the music they're playing when you're fighting, I'm like, this is boring. This is gonna put me to sleep. I don't want to play anymore. Where Smash gives you the okay, yeah, we're gonna have some fights, some fun fighting music. Anyways, going off topic there. Um, but yeah, no, my son is excited. That same son who says Smash is not or what is it, like lame basically. He's excited about Star Fox. He wants to play Star Fox. He hasn't played Star
Nice.
Fox 64. He is playing Star Fox Assault though. Because on my RG Cube I have Star Fox Assault and he's playing
Interesting.
that. Yeah, and he likes it. He's like, it's hard. And
Okay.
I was like, it is hard because of the inverted controls from back in the days, but it's you'll get used to it. Kind of. Not really. All right. Any last thoughts on Star Fox before we move on?
I mean, I'm
Um,
ready. I'm ready for it. I mean, I already pre-ordered through
Mhm.
Walmart for $50, so
Oh yeah,
I'm
speaking
ready
of
to
Star
yeah,
go.
I'll be all
Fox,
over it. I can't wait because
I
that game
have
is
this
so
guy here.
nostalgic for me. That's cool. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. See,
I
they.
remember the Rumble Pack too. Like that was really cool
Mhm.
back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Because that was such a new thing, and just kind of think about we were playing with our Steam controllers before, and like that's kind of where it all started with Star
Mhm.
Fox 64 and the Rumble
Yeah.
Pack, and how it evolved on Nintendo 64. I was so looking forward to Star Fox 64 when it came out. It was like the first Zelda. Like what I mean by that is like I would have days where I couldn't sleep when Zelda 64 was coming out or when
Mhm.
Ocarina of Time was coming out because I was so looking forward to it. Star Fox 64 was like the first game on the 64 that I want to say I had a similar sentiment towards because it came out like a year and a half
Yeah.
before Ocarina of Time did.
Hmm. Yeah, Ocarina of Time. It's funny you mentioned that. It's my other amiibo I have here,
Oh, there you go.
and I have. I guess that does make us old, right? Because all these memorable pieces here.
Yeah.
Even I even got Bulbasaur here. Oh, and then I have my Marth that's missing an arm because my son broke it when he was a little kid, when he was a
He
baby.
lost it in war. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. This is I was gonna get us. He needs to get us a cybernetic arm,
There you go.
like Gustav.
Gustav.
Yeah. All right, Star Fox. I was gonna say Star Fox 64. Yeah, Star Fox for Nintendo Switch 2 comes out June 25th. $50 digital. Amazon and Walmart are price matching it, so you can also get it physical for $50. But if not, if you wait, they'll probably bring up the prices. It is $60 at Best Buy at this time. So pre-order from over
That's
there, you'll pay
ingenious. It
$6.
like forces the retailers to like price match it. So
Yeah.
it's like Nintendo is selling these physical copies and
Hmm.
it's like it forces the retailers to kind of eat it. I don't know. I think
Yeah.
that's kind of funny.
I think that's kind of cool. If it means we will get cheaper games, hey, that will help out because moving
Yeah.
on to our next topic, Nintendo Switch 2, unfortunately, is moving up by
Oh yeah.
$50 starting September 1st. If you haven't have a Switch 2 yet,
Go
definitely
get
get
it.
one. I know I have
Yeah,
to
plenty of
get
time.
one. I have to get one, maybe two before this price hike. So yeah, that's one of those things. Like I knew it was gonna happen sooner rather than later. This does seem like it's motivated more by the shareholders because if you guys saw throughout the week, Nintendo stocks just started dropping. It got down to at least $9 a share, and they kept sending. They sent a whole press release all by signed by the shareholders saying Nintendo needs to up the price because they feel that the Switch 2 is not making enough profit. And if you remember earlier throughout the year, Nintendo said that they were good with not raising the prices, that they had enough procurement for at least the rest of the fiscal year. But they said the next fiscal year they might have to raise prices. And I guess just Nintendo shareholders just didn't like that at all. They saw Sony raising prices, everybody else was raising prices, and this caused them to raise prices. So prices of Switch 2 starting September 1st will be $500 without a game. Right? So up $50 in Japan, and this is worldwide, everybody went up, but in Japan, Nintendo Switch Online also went up, which
Mm.
is very interesting. So far over here, no price hikes on the Nintendo Switch Online stuff, but in Japan, and I think there's like two other areas, they went up for Nintendo Switch Online, which kind of sucks. And I hope that's not like a foreshadowing of what's to come over here, where Nintendo Switch Online will go up in price. Because honestly speaking, I don't think Nintendo Switch Online needs to go up in price because when it comes to value, it's still not there. I'm paying for the family
Really?
plan. I think so. Yeah, I think it can still do better.
How
Same,
many
same
people
here.
are in your
Yeah.
family?
8. It's full.
Oh, you
Yeah,
maxed it out?
yeah.
Dude, that's so cheap when you well, actually they're your family member. Are all of them your family members or like
No,
half of them or
I have 3 people who are not.
okay, well, even still, I mean, what is that like? Like $7 or $8 a person for the year? Like that's a hell of of a value proposition for all that you get. I mean, GameCube, N64, Game Boy, Game Boy Advance,
Yeah.
Genesis, all that stuff, and then you get the online play, the game chat, that's cloud saves. Like I don't know if you're like single and you're
Hmm.
paying $80 a year for it, like I could kind of see it then it's a little expensive, but I mean
Yeah.
the nostalgia you get out of it's really great. But if you're in a family and you maxed out the number of people
Yeah.
in your family, that's a heck of a deal. That you can't beat that.
Well, for me, it's more that like the trickle down effect of Nintendo Switch Online games, right? Like I feel like they've definitely slowed down, and there's still a
That's
lot of
fair.
stuff they
That's
can
fair.
add. Like GameCube is, we haven't had
Yeah.
a GameCube game. I think we didn't get one
Where's
last
Eternal
month.
Darkness?
Yeah, right.
It's
Where's Eternal Darkness?
I mean, yeah, they're definitely slow when it comes to their updates and stuff,
Yeah,
especially on the GameCube side of the house.
Yep.
If they were like Xbox, funny enough, mentioning Xbox with their Game Pass when it comes to updating like their catalog and everything, then I'll be like, yeah, actually, the Nintendo Switch Online stuff is actually quite kind of worth it
yeah,
since they're kind
or
of being
PlayStation.
proactive. Yeah, or PlayStation because
Even though
like they're
PlayStation
actually being proactive
Classics
with their stuff.
sucks.
Yeah, but at
What
least with
sucks?
Microsoft,
PlayStation
yeah,
Classics, they give you one game a month, which I think is
Yeah,
really
it's not
bad.
great. But there
it's
are
it's
good
slow.
stuff on there, but yeah, it's slow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hella slow. And the thing you would think like all Nintendo's doing is using their own, uploading their own games to their servers. They're not even trying to look at third party stuff to
Well,
begin with, you know. So you would think it'd be a lot faster.
sometimes.
Most of the quality third party stuff has like collections already and everything with Mega
Yeah.
Man, Castlevania.
Yeah.
Well,
So like, I just
Castlevania
feel
Contra.
like,
on Game Boy is available. And there's some other third-party games like Breath of Fire, for example, 1 and 2 are on Super Nintendo, Nintendo Switch Online. But those were
yeah.
also fun fact, those were actually published by Square Enix in the US.
What
Oh,
was
that's
published by Square
interesting.
Enix?
Breath of Fire
That's
1 and
weird.
2. Yeah. They
It's
were
weird.
Capcom
Oh, really
games.
interesting.
Yeah, Capcom games, but they were published by Square Enix in the US.
Huh.
Yeah. So
You kind
Or
of
I'm
touched
sorry,
on.
Squaresoft, not
Go ahead.
Square Enix. Sorry,
Well, yeah,
Squaresoft.
obviously,
Squaresoft, yeah.
I know what you meant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of just because you briefly mentioned, I just have to say, I resubscribed to Game Pass Ultimate the other day. I
Oh
did.
yeah. Asher Sharma's
Um,
definitely bringing in some promise
she
with her
is.
direction. So I
Yeah.
definitely, I'm looking forward to
Um,
seeing what she does next. You know. So
so they had a deal on DoorDash. If you have Dash Pass, that you get 50. They had a thing where if you get a Game Pass Ultimate 3 months, you get 15% off of it. So I did that on top of like the 4% you get for having their credit card, and then Newegg had a deal. It was like
Mhm.
their doorbuster a couple days ago. I was gonna have you do it for me, James. I was gonna ask you to do it for me to get me another month, but I got a couple months off of that. It was like 1684 for a 1 month. So I got a buddy of mine to get me another one. So that's 2 months.
Nice.
So I have like almost a year stocked up of Game Pass Ultimate. And honestly, it's like what Ash was saying. This new CEO, I really like the things that she's doing. And it's all very subtle stuff. It's nothing earth shattering yet, but just the positive momentum in this era where they were dead in the water, that's
Mhm.
enough to make me want to give them another chance, like, and see where they're going with this. So I did go ahead and I did resubscribe, and I figured I
Nice.
want to play a Forza in Japan and everything like that. There's some stuff coming out that I wanted to try
Yeah,
and
I do
everything.
wanna
So
play Forza as well. I was thinking of
yeah,
subbing just for Forza.
yeah, yep.
That and also see because like my dad I showed him Forza as well, especially there's that scene in the trailer where it shows an AE86 in another car. I don't remember. I think it's like a Porsche. They're
Is your
like
dad a car
drifting.
guy?
Yeah, he loves car
Okay,
guys. I have
gotcha.
this on here because of my dad. He
Oh,
also
that's cool.
loved Initial D, the anime. I don't know if you ever
Oh,
watched
cool.
it. Yeah, so this is
Nice.
from
yeah, I seen
Initial
him.
I've
D.
heard of it.
This is actually if you see it
Oh,
says Red
nice.
Suns.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, cool.
but fun fact, my dad actually had a white RX-7 like this. So
Oh, nice.
he loves Ryosuke Takahashi. But anyways, yeah, so I showed him that and I was like, you know what? It would be cool. Like if he gets it, I can play with him. And my kids will also love to play with a game with him. Which would be pretty neat. So I do want to give Forza Horizon, especially because it's in Japan. Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I
Yeah.
didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that was pretty much it. I did have another funny aside to tell you guys that had to do with my timeout today. But if you wanted to wrap this up before we kind of go on to what we're playing, and I can maybe
Yeah.
throw that in there as well.
Mhm.
But go ahead, you could finish the topic up.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, actually, what you're saying specifically about like Asha Sharma and bringing Xbox
Mhm.
around, I don't think Nintendo's in like deep water. Like it kind of sucks that they're doing a
No,
price increase, and I do feel like it's
yeah,
forced. And even the CEO, I keep forgetting what his name is. It kind of sucks that he's not as memorable as Iwata, but he was saying. And he apologized to customers, which usually they don't do that. PlayStation, when they did it, they didn't say sorry. They're just like, we're gonna raise our prices and you're gonna love it. They here on the other hand, Nintendo was like, hey, we apologize, but we do promise, to make up for this, we're gonna give you quality content. And we have a lot of stuff to announce. So I'm excited. I do want to see what Nintendo brings into the future. In hindsight, $50 may not be that bad, but it's still a lot, like especially with things being so expensive right now. Specifically in the US, like things are just ridiculous, like gas prices going up, food prices are getting up there. Like everything is getting expensive here in the US, which kind of sucks. And I know it's not just us, worldwide, other people are feeling the same, effects in other countries where things are just getting expensive just because of the state of the world. Um, so it kind of sucks. Japan's hurting a lot in all forms. Their economy has tanked, which is also another thing that Nintendo's trying to look out for, which I get it. Like Nintendo is a Japanese company and they are a video game specific company, so they don't have any other ads or revenue to make up for, Sony has a lot of divisions. They have a video game division, they have the movie business, they have the cameras business, they have audio business. They have so many different forms of income, not just gaming, where Nintendo is really just all gaming. And they are branching out, right? Nintendo theme parks with that partnership with Universal, the movie aspect of it. They're trying to kind of like not have their eggs all in one basket anymore. They are trying to branch out so they can kind of overcome where things are headed. But yeah, that kind of sucks when it comes to there. So if you haven't gotten a Switch 2, get one. I think it's well worth it. The lineup that Switch 2 already has, I think it's well worth it. And if you never owned a Switch 1, a lot of these games have Switch 2 upgrades, or you can play them a better version of the same game, utilizing whether it's boost mode or just the native upgrades that you get from having the Switch 2 hardware. So yeah, I highly recommend the Switch 2. Always will. Um, let's talk about what we've been playing. I do want to mention real quick, and I don't want to really go into deep into this because it is getting late. Bungie is hurting Sony, it seems like.
Oh, the
Sony just
marathon
reported
thing.
a $765 million loss
Oh my
uh
god.
for just owning
Yeesh.
Bungie, which is crazy. And it's not just because of Marathon, it's just overall the amount they invested into Bungie itself. Apparently it's not paying out. If you remember, PlayStation bought, specifically Jim Ryan. This is Jim Ryan. Everybody who defended Jim Ryan. Jim Ryan bought Bungie to boost their live services portion of the business, and it has not paid off whatsoever. Marathon is, while it is, a lot of people do enjoy it, it's just not paying off to what they thought it was gonna be. And yeah, like, this is not the same Bungie that launched Halo 1, 2, and 3. Like, people need to remember, even though I did enjoy Destiny and I thought Destiny 1 was great, I had a lot of fun playing Destiny 1. Never got around to playing Destiny 2, but, a lot of people I know had loved Destiny 2. And, there's still quite a few people that still play Destiny 2. But I don't know. Like, in my opinion, if you want to utilize Bungie rightfully so, give them the Killzone IP and have them make a Killzone game. I think they can do a good job
That
making a
would be
Killzone
kinda
game.
interesting, actually,
Mhm.
because Killzone was, like, known for its multiplayer back on PlayStation 3 as
Yep.
well as having a solid single player, and that kinda reminds me of Halo a little
Yep.
bit, and it's kind of, it's sci-fi space thing. Killzone had a very satisfying, gameplay,
Yeah.
like, the gunplay was very satisfying, kinda like how Bungie
Yeah.
first-person shooters are, so, yeah, I never really made that connection, but I could see that.
Yeah. So that would be kind of neat. But I think this goes back to Jim
Since Guerrilla's
Ryan
gonna make their
being,
Guerrilla's gonna make their 12th, Horizon game, what do they need Killzone for?
yeah, exactly, right. That Gorilla's gonna be stuck on Horizon,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But yeah, like, I would like to see them do that. Again, going back with Jim Ryan, like, I just feel like he did not understand the gaming business whatsoever. I don't even know why he was in charge. I will always mention this. And I feel like I have to mention this every podcast or anytime I mention Sony or Jim Ryan is, why would you close Japan studios? Like, just why? It is just the dumbest thing ever, dumbest
Yep,
decision ever.
and
On
Blue Point.
top of Blue Point, yeah, on top of Blue Point, like, why would you close Blue Point? Blue Point was such an amazing studio. And yeah, like, I don't know. Well, anyways, we'll see what happens with PlayStation, because I think they have a lot to worry about if Asha Sharma comes in full on, and if Valve is here and continues this momentum Valve has,
Yep.
PlayStation will be hurting. Yes, they have still exclusive like Spider-Man, God of War, Naughty Dog stuff, but I don't know how much of that, in my opinion, and tell me how you guys feel about this. In my opinion, I don't feel like those IPs carry as much weight as Nintendo per se, right?
Oh, no,
Like,
no.
there's still a lot of
Which
people who, huh?
wait, which IPs? Which
Uh,
IPs?
PlayStation,
Like Sony's IPs versus
yeah,
Nintendo's IPs.
Oh,
like
I mean,
Spider-Man, Uncharted,
I feel like
right?
I feel like Spider-Man is like high up there, I feel,
But I wouldn't even call I mean, it's technically a Sony IP, but, like, I would say that kinda transcends Sony a little bit, like, it didn't start with
Yeah.
Sony, like,
Yeah,
Killzone
Obviously.
started with Sony, Uncharted started with Sony, but, like, Spider-Man has existed before video games existed.
yeah,
If we're just talking about like specifically like Sony exclusive only IPs, and at that point, yeah, it's definitely not comparable to the two Nintendos at
No.
all.
yeah.
So yeah.
Because I feel like there's a lot of people that have, whether you're a PlayStation, PC only, or even an Xbox guy, you have like a Switch, where I can't tell you how many people I
Yeah.
know also have a PlayStation, right? Like there's a lot of people I've met, they have a Switch, but their primary platform is something else. Versus it's very rare for me to know somebody that bought a PlayStation just to play a Sony IP, right?
My best friend, the number 4 rogue of Mal'Ganis, who wants me to introduce him is that every time he has a Switch 2 and he has a PlayStation 5, and but his main platform is PC
PC.
for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, but like I'm trying to convince him because he got a PlayStation 5 in the beginning when God of War Ragnarok came out, but that was before they announced it was coming to PC. And
Yeah.
the it was a little. It's kind of like where Sony is now, where they're kind of back to maybe backing off of. Um, Going to PC
Yeah.
at some point. Now they're kind of saying more insular, so they're kind of back to where they were. I feel like at the very, very, very beginning before they started saying they're going to bring stuff to PC.
Mhm.
But I'm trying to convince him to like just sell his PS5 and just stay on PC. But specifically, there's no way in hell he's selling his Switch 2 because there's
Yeah.
stuff on Switch 2 that flat out you can't get anywhere else. And I
Yeah.
mean, granted, PlayStation 5 like Saros probably isn't going to come to PC anytime soon, if at all. If and when there's a new Spider-Man or a Wolverine, that's probably a better example. I don't know if and when Wolverine's coming to PC, but I just think that if you're literally if you're a main PC gamer, I don't see why you have a PlayStation 5 unless you are just die hard about those things, which he's not.
Yeah.
But
I
Nintendo, on the other hand, there's lots of stuff on Switch that you
Mhm.
cannot get anywhere else. Period. End of
Yeah.
story. So you have to have it.
Yeah, exactly. Um, but yeah, we'll see what happens with Sony. I do think they should be worried because Valve's
You know who wins
ecosystem
though?
that they're
Us, the
making.
gamer.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Pretty much, yeah.
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 But Valve's ecosystem is getting stronger. It's
Yep.
pulling a lot of people in. It pulled me back because like Ash is just like, what happened with the Switch? I thought you were gonna buy everything on Switch. Just little things that Valve has
Yeah.
done, it brings me back.
Hell yeah.
It's hard to break. Like now that I, having the Steam Deck and buying these games on there, and even if the Switch 2 on paper is still more powerful than the Steam Deck, I've noticed some things I like about the Steam Deck more than my Switch 2. And then you have this controller, which I really love. Like I really love this controller. It's just amazing. You see this, Ash?
I
Like
can't
I
wait.
really love this controller.
Oh
I
yeah, I
can't
seen
wait.
it too. I also seen it
I can't,
myself the other day.
I can't wait for Ash and Fan to get theirs. Then we can like all put our controllers up to the screen and become like, a Megazord or something like that.
Yeah,
It'd be great.
exactly. But yeah, that and then Xbox might be coming back, right? Stronger
Yeah.
than ever. So it's gonna
Bring
be
back Perfect
interesting.
Dark, man.
Yes, they shouldn't have canceled that. That was kind of dumb on
Nope.
them. All right. Oh, one more thing before we talk about what we've been playing. I forgot to mention this. Dragon Quest. We might get a new announcement of a new Dragon Quest game on Dragon Quest Day, according to Yuji Horii. That is
Cool your
May,
jets.
I believe, May 25th or 27th. I forgot which
Is
day is
it
Dragon Quest Day.
is it an update on 12 or it's like a
They
new
said a
Dragon
new
Quest
game.
He said a new game.
Yes.
Yes,
So
a
it
new
can't be
game
12.
Okay.
and updates on other Dragon Quest things. He
Okay,
said
so maybe 12.
So we probably might get an update for 12, but announce a new game. It's probably going to be a remake, I assume. I don't think it's the rumored Switch 2 version of Dragon Quest 11. I think that's just an
That might be like
update.
a
That's
side
not really,
announcement.
yeah. I don't think that's like a remake, right? That's just an update. And correct, I think it was a side announcement, but I do feel like it's going to be a remake. Who knows? I'm hoping
Your
for like
favorite's 5,
4,
right?
5 or 6. Yeah, 5 is my
Yeah.
favorite, but I do feel they're gonna do 8 because 8 is more popular worldwide. A lot of people, especially in the West, played 8. That was their first Dragon Quest game, so they really do enjoy that. And I think 8's an amazing game. It got re-released on 3DS with some extra content, so it would be cool to just update it and have a better graphical fidelity with that extra
Less
content.
work. Less work would go into having to re-release that too, because it was a
Yeah.
PS2 game, wasn't it? So they could just like really clean the crap out of it and make it
Mhm.
run stable and call it a day pretty much. So that would it's not
Well,
like with
they would have
5
to.
where it's a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, they would have to do a couple things. So, like, you wouldn't want the PS2 version because the 3DS version added a
No,
bunch more story stuff, and
right.
2 extra characters and a bunch of other things to it. So it's like you would have to, if you can get the graphical fidelity of the PS2 version, but add the 3DS content, then that would be cool. And then upscale everything
Mm,
to 4K. I think that
mhm.
would work. You wouldn't have to worry
Yep.
about anything else. But knowing them, I don't think they're gonna just to do that and call it a day. I do feel like they will put in a lot more effort That's just the way Yuji Horii is. He doesn't like doing a remake just for a remake.
Yeah, I didn't mean literally. I just mean
Mhm.
like from a grand standpoint. It's not like with Seven Reimagined
Mhm.
where they had to take a PlayStation game and it was PlayStation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like take a PlayStation game and like totally redo everything to make it look like this brand new
Mhm.
thing. PlayStation 2, I feel like is modern enough where you could make changes to it. But I just feel like there'd be less. In other words, there'd be less work bringing Dragon Quest 8 to now standards than it
Mhm.
would be to bring 7 to now
Yeah.
standards in general.
Yeah. Maybe because I do feel that when it came to 7, their base was the 3DS version. Because like if you look at the
Mm,
running animation and everything, it's literally the same animation as in the 3DS
interesting.
version. The combat animations are all the 3DS animations. So they use like a lot of the 3DS elements, but then they of course scan the dolls. The world map looks almost identical. They did fix some of it because the world map is actually sectioned off. So that beginning world map, when you go to where the temple is to like travel through like different time, that's like a second part. So like, you'll run to the side and then you'll get a loading screen to take you to the second part of that island. So yeah, that's that. But anyways, I'm excited for Dragon Quest Day. We'll see what gets announced there. I'm excited. All right, let's talk about what we've been playing. Let's start with Ash. Let's start with you.
I beat Expedition 33 like about a week ago.
Yay!
Yeah. Brian already knows since we've already talked about the endings. Endings, as in there's two endings for you,
Yep.
James. And I'm curious to see which ending you would
It says a lot
choose.
about you as a person, James. Be careful. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
Yeah. Partially, a little bit,
A little bit. Yeah, maybe.
partially. It depends on your mindset at the end of the day
Right.
and stuff. And I'm not gonna tell you what those endings are based off because I really want you to experience it yourself and everything. But I'm just curious to see what it is by the end of your playthrough and stuff.
Mhm.
But I'm actually almost done with the achievements. All I have to do is basically start New Game Plus and do the Peculiar Encounter achievement, which is where you fight the first mime in Lumiere. I didn't know there was a mime in there and stuff. I don't know how I missed that one and stuff. So once I'm done with that, then I get 100% achievements. But before I
Yes,
even do
do
that,
it.
I want to first fully make complete Lumina sets for all my characters, including Monaco, because what I'm planning on doing later on is replay Expedition again, but on the Steam side of the house. And there's actually a method for you to actually transfer the save file from Xbox games to directly to Steam. The only downside is that your achievements won't get transferred, but I don't mind that,
Mm.
you know? And before I do that, I want to make sure like all my sets are configured correctly because when I start it off the Steam side, I want to start a New Game Plus essentially and stuff and go from there. But yeah, overall, one of the best RPGs I ever played. I just I really love Expedition 33. Really, really good freaking game. Jennifer English, Ben Starr, and all the other actors was really just freaking killed it. For the most
Yes.
part, I even after that, I even like at the behind the scenes when it came to the voice acting and stuff. Everybody was just having a good time. You know, it's like it's one of those games that like really had a fun, a lot of passion, a lot of heart behind it, and that's the sort of projects gonna want to support. You know, but yeah, I really hoping I'm curious on what they will do for the next game. Because based on with how they wrap things up, I really want them to talk about the writers in the next game
Yes. Yep.
because that's the main
I don't think
thing.
James knows who they are yet.
Yeah, I mean they don't tell you much about the writers anyway.
No, they
That's the
don't.
problem. Yeah,
Right.
so but they're kind of like the main reason why all this conflict is happening in the first place. But they don't really talk too much about that within the game itself. So I'm hoping within the next one they explain on who they are and maybe on how to stop them. Or if anything, it's more like why do they do it?
Right.
And at that point, it's more like, do you agree with them or agree with this
Right.
type of deal? So that's what I wanted to see within the next game, whether it's a prequel. At this point, it has to be a prequel because
Yeah.
yeah, I'll stop there.
You can't get
yeah,
too far into that.
yeah. I'll stop there. So
I think they said, didn't they say that Clair Obscur is going to be a
A franchise.
yeah, but like didn't they say it's going to be similar to like Final Fantasy? Like Expedition 33 is a set story, but then there will be another game and it's not going to be based off
yeah,
of
it's
Expedition 33.
Yeah, sort of. So, do you want me to tell you on like what happened, like a
No,
small
I'm
thing that
talking
kind of
about what the
alludes into it?
developer said.
Yeah. What they said, yes,
Yeah,
they
because
definitely
I
did
think the
say that.
developer said that like their next game won't necessarily be tied to Expedition
It won't
33 at all.
it won't be
Yeah.
and they definitely foreshadowed that within the story. So
Mm. No, I
yeah,
mean like that same universe, right? Because
yeah.
I could have sworn, yeah, because they said like, it's gonna be like Final
James, you
Fantasy
gotta
where
play the game. You got to play the game. They
Yeah, we
literally
can't
say it
dance
in the
around it.
game.
oh,
Yeah, they
okay.
literally say it in the game, man. Like, come on, please, you gotta
Oh,
finish.
I'll
You,
try
I saw
to.
you playing.
Yeah, I
It's
was
hard.
playing a little bit. I played
It's
on
hard to not
stream.
spoil this, man.
I played on stream, but like, I
Oh,
guess like Chrono Trigger, the music from Chrono Trigger just like got me back in. So I've been playing Chrono Trigger
Yes.
again. It's hard. Like once I hear the Chrono Trigger music, it's hard to like not want to play Chrono Trigger. Once you hear that music, it's
oh yeah, I get that too. Yeah, makes sense.
yes.
That's the other thing I need to finish up too is Chrono Trigger. The problem is I had this I'm in this weird notion that I'm forgetting that I need to go back and get something. Even though
Mhm.
I can go straight to the final boss and take care of it, I want to take care of everything in this playthrough before I take care of the final boss. It's
Mhm.
practically the same thing I'm doing with I used to do with
Expedition.
Expedition 33,
Yeah.
but now with Chrono Trigger and stuff.
You
So
know,
eh,
well, I'll wait till I mention what I've been playing. But on top of what you were saying, Ash, every time I was watching Daredevil, and every time I see I forget what
Charlie
the
Cox.
actor's name is. Yes, every time I see Charlie Cox, I'm like, oh, that's Gustav, and all I hear is Gustav every
yeah,
time he
pretty much.
talks.
Yeah, it's so funny. I want to start watching Daredevil too.
It's good.
I think there's season 1, season 2, and they just
Yeah,
finished up season 2, I think.
yeah, they
So
did.
Doesn't he have an
It's not.
American
I
accent though in
He
Daredevil?
does. Yeah,
Yeah.
but he doesn't sound that
yeah,
different. Like
No?
his voice in Expedition 33 like sounds exactly like Daredevil. Like he has that British accent, but like I mean he is British, right? But he like when you hear interviews, I feel like it comes out more, but in this game, it doesn't come out as much as like when he's actually talking. It sounds a lot more like he does with Matt Murdock. I feel like the director was like, just sound like Matt Murdock. Like, just do that.
yeah. I feel what I need to do is that before I watch the new Spider-Man movie, the movie that's coming out in a couple of months, I think
Oh
I
yeah.
need to finish up Daredevil and Punisher. Since I know Punisher is going to be a movie, but they haven't really hinted whether or not if Daredevil's also going to be in the movie. Which at this point, he
I
should
think
be.
I think it is hinted
You know?
when Spider-Man's fighting the red ninja people, because I think those are Elektra's um they're part of like Elektra's clan, and that's
Yeah.
Daredevil's main enemy, right? So
Basically, yeah,
and
yeah.
they show
Like,
like some of the like scenes like that they take pictures of are I think one of them was of him like swinging, and in the background it's supposed to be Daredevil swinging behind him. So
mhm.
like it almost feels like Daredevil. I'm almost 100% sure Daredevil's going to be inside this movie.
What's weird about it is that I think a few months ago, Charlie Murdoch or I don't no Charlie
Charlie Murphy.
Charlie Cox was saying that he was not in the new Spider-Man movie, but
Oh
I
yeah,
know for a fact that was a lie. Like if you're gonna have if Punisher's in the movie, I
yeah,
know for a fact Daredevil's in the movie. It's just like come
yeah,
on, man, it's crazy.
yeah. What was his name? Is it Grant Gustin? The no, that's Flash, I think. What's his name? The guy who played Amazing Spider-Man. Um,
Andrew, what? I
oh
don't
yeah,
know who you're
Andrew
Garfield?
referring to.
Garfield. Yeah, Andrew Garfield. Yeah,
Andrew Garfield. Okay, that's what I thought because I was like, who are you referring to? Yeah,
yeah. He
yeah,
when they used to ask him, remember they are you in the new Spider-Man? He kept saying no, but then he eventually he was actually in the movie. Uh,
yeah. You're right. Which speaking of, I hope they make that third movie for him. That'd be great.
it was rumored, but then he turned it
Yeah.
down. That could be a lie too, but he
He's
did
getting
say
too
that
old
no.
now.
Yeah, he is kind of old
Yeah,
already.
he's not that old, man.
To play
Listen, he
a
did
Peter
well.
Parker? I mean, to play a Peter
For Peter
Parker, I
Parker,
think
he's
so.
old.
It's
I
because
don't
like
know,
even
man.
when Tobey Maguire came back, you can
He
tell
looks
like
old. But
yeah,
like that was kind of the point though, because it was like different, timelines or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
No. All right, Brian, let's go to you. What have you been playing?
Yeah. So what I played today, are you guys familiar with Round One arcades?
Mm-mm. What's
A
that?
little bit. A little bit.
Is that a
Okay.
game?
They're no, it's an arcade, a chain that's in I don't know if they're worldwide or in America or whatever, but I think they try to bring a lot of like what Japanese like arcades are like,
Mhm.
where
Yeah.
it's it's just wall-to-wall claw machines and, like, stuff where you win prizes, and then there's, like, then there's, like, a bowling alley section, and
Mhm.
then there's a section that's, like, all, like, awesome arcade games, like Mario Kart and like, all the Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom,
Hmm.
like, all it's a really, really, really cool venue, and, my buddy and I, went there, Alex did, you guys remember he was here,
Mhm.
behind me on the podcast a couple months ago. He showed me it for the first time, and he went in there and he won like six figures with the claw machine. And I was like, oh,
Wow.
well, I'm gonna go back there and I'm gonna do that. So me and my girlfriend stopped there at the Gurney Mills one on the way to Chicago, and Gurney's like it's like probably halfway to Chicago. So we stopped there because um, when we went there a few months ago, they had these Mega Man figures there,
Mm.
and I wanted one really bad, but the machine that the Mega Man figures were in were machines that Alex wasn't familiar with, and so he didn't want to spend money to try to win a figure. But now this time they were in a different machine where it was just a claw machine,
Yeah.
right? But the thing about the claw machine is that it's this pillow. It's this like pillow that's probably like that big, maybe,
Mhm.
and what you have to do is you have to get the claw to drop on the pillow, pick it up, and then the pillow drops in the prize chute, and then you go get one of the reps, and then they give you the Mega Man figure. And it looks so simple to me. Like I could do this. And so I went to their little kiosk and I swiped my card or whatever, and I got a round one arcade card, and all told I spent like $28, and I
Mhm.
got like 100 credits or something like that. I'm like, okay, I can. It's like $14, 14 credits a shot to get this Mega Man figure, and so I slid it through. I picked up the pillow. I picked it up right in the center. It was like the most perfect pickup you could ever do. It brings it up, and then when a claw machine works, like it brings it up, and then it hits the top of the
Mhm.
the machine, and it shakes, and then it moves over slightly, and it just falls out. Like there's not enough grip power in the claw to carry the pillow, and so I blew through $28 worth of credits in like 5 minutes trying to get this damn pillow, and I didn't get the figure. And then I went online because I'm gonna actually, if you guys want to just take a look at this figure, it's really cool. It's just Google Lumin Aste, Lumin, like think of like Lumin, Luminasta Mega Man figure. Luminaste Mega Man figure. It's just him like in this really cool pose, and it just looks like a really good Mega Man figure. Do you guys find it?
So yes, Big Bad. Oh, he's like this, like with
Yeah,
and he
yeah,
has a hand.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. That's a nice looking figure, right? I
It
like it.
is, yeah.
And so I wanted to win it, and
Wait,
so I looked on Amazon.
how much did you spend on that?
I spent like 28 bucks and I didn't get
Okay.
it. So
Yeah.
I know. So I looked it up afterwards and I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm instead of going back there to, whatever and trying to win it again and spending double, I'm just gonna buy the damn thing on Amazon or on one of these Japan shippers or whatever, and I'll spend about the same as it would cost to go drop more money at the round one arcade because I was just so deflated that I spent all that money and I literally picked it up perfectly every time, but every time I got to the
Yeah.
top, the claw just didn't have the power and it would just drop the pillow. So I'm gonna order this stupid figure and call it a day. But I'll tell you one thing though, on the way to that concert and on the way back home, all I could think about was how I couldn't get the pillow in the chute.
I can tell you this much. When I was in
They're rigged.
Japan,
Yeah.
when I was in Japan, there were so many of those claw machine
Oh, I
arcades.
bet.
It was ridiculous. But that didn't stop me to go in there and play a little bit. And
How'd you
funny
do?
enough, I was actually I did pretty decent. I mainly went in there to get the Kuromi stuff for my sister, and there was this 20th anniversary Kuromi figure and stuff that they had in there, and I only spent like around 3,000 yen, which is like pretty damn cheap.
Mhm.
And when my sister looked up that same figure, like from the U.S. side, the minimum price for that was like $87. I'm like $87.
Oh wow.
Mm.
Yeah, there you go.
I could have played twice. I could have got the first one for my sister and
Made
another
money.
one for me, so I could sell it.
Yeah.
Stuff was crazy, but yeah, there were so many of those claw games. It was ridiculous because it's not just like the Chrome stuff. They had like anime figures in there.
Yep.
They had so many of them. And the thing is, it's hard to
Plushes,
find.
figures.
It's hard to find actual arcade games and stuff. You had to go to like the very top of the building just to find like the actual Japanese arcades and stuff, like the Initial D's, the Mario Karts, and all kind of stuff. But yeah, they really just make most of their money through those claw machines, and a lot of the folks go in there and play. It's crazy.
If you guys come here, we got to go to Round One Arcade. That'd be really fun.
I did look at Round One Arcade. There's only one in our state, so
Oh, where is it?
Where?
It's really close to like Daytona, I think. No, not
Oh,
Daytona. It's like closer to Miami. So
Okay, so
yeah,
that's a bit of
that's
a
yeah,
far from
drive
us.
for you. Yeah.
yeah, way far from us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, real quick, Big Bad Toy Store has that Mega Man figure for $28.49.
I'm probably gonna go. I'm probably gonna go just buy it because I want it. It's really cool looking. Like I'm not like super into the figure game. Like I have a couple that I really like and I really
Yeah.
enjoy, but Mega Man's my favorite character of all time, just from an aesthetic and nostalgic point of view.
Mm.
So I'm gonna go buy it, and maybe next time we have a podcast or the week after that, I'll be able to show my little figure, and maybe we can just pretend that I won it in the claw machine, and we can just pretend this embarrassment never happened.
Just get your
Um,
own claw machine so you can
yeah,
do
yeah. I'll just put
infinite.
it in
Yeah.
there. And I'll put it in there. I'll put the claw over. I'll grab it. I'll throw it in the chute. And hey, I won. I'll just like throw the claw machine in the garbage. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, it's
exactly.
over. Spend like hundreds of dollars for a claw machine just to get my pride back. So I guess mainly the two things that I've been playing are I guess we'll start with well, I guess let's talk about one because I talked about Saros a little bit last week, so I don't think I really need to talk too much more about that. But I began replaying Final Fantasy X, which I know James, you got to be just through the roof that I'm replaying Final Fantasy X. I
I'm
don't know
actually
what put
upset
me
at
in the mood to play.
myself. So, but yeah.
You're upset yourself. Why are you upset
Yeah.
at yourself?
So when I told you I was gonna go ahead and play through that, I was gonna buy it on Steam because it was on sale, and I had leftover
Okay.
money from when I put money into my Steam wallet, and I
Okay.
had completely forgot. So the next day I went to buy it because I
Oh,
was like,
not
"Oh
on
yeah,
sale
it's
anymore.
on sale till like the 11th," which I thought it was on sale till the 11th. I went in, looked, and it was off sale. I was like, "No."
It'll go back on
It
sale.
will.
Final
Yeah.
Fantasy,
Yeah.
it'll go
Well.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I started playing it again, and I actually looked into a lot of the lore of Final Fantasy because I've beaten Final
Mhm.
Fantasy X, so there's no spoiling really from like I know what happens. Ash, you've played and beaten 10, right?
I played, but not beating 10 because it's one of those games where it's at the beginning of the game that felt it was like, all right, cool, action packed, nice, and then when you get into it, like when you finally you become a guardian of for Yuna, I think that's her name.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It kind of goes slower and stuff from there. I don't know. It's um and it felt a bit linear too for that game. I was expecting more open worldish and stuff. I couldn't at that point. I wanted to step away from the game a little bit and hopefully like a muster more courage to go back to it and like go through it. I guess if anything. So I don't know. I don't know how I'm feeling with the game so far with that one.
Okay,
So
so the reason I asked is because that as I was playing it the other day, and I'm continuing to play through it, it's that I realized my main problem with it is exactly what Ash said is the linearity of it, and it's not because it's linear because I like linear because I'm 39 and I don't have all the time in the world to do the open world stuff. I think that open world and linear can live in the same earth or live on the same earth. My problem with it is that it always gave me a chip on my shoulder because I love and loved 13. And I feel like the internet has been a boomerang on 13, where when it first came out, it was like mid to not very good, and then it just like kind of cratered into just absolute piece of garbage. And now since Square Enix has never brought it back out on modern platforms, like you can play it backwards compatible on Series X, and it's available on PC, but you can't play it on anything. You can't play 13, 13.2, or Lightning Returns on anything modern Sony at all. Like you can just play it on PlayStation 3 if you own those things digitally or physically. But I feel like since it never got re-released in any capacity, fans like are starting to get kind of nostalgic or maybe starting to realize that 13 isn't as bad as the internet tells them because it's not. And so I kind of got a chip on my shoulder because I feel like that linearity really started with 10. And for
mhm.
some reason, the internet didn't have a problem with how linear 10 is. And I never had a problem with it personally, but it always bothered me that 10 is kind of seen as this like golden child, perfect RPG that it can do no wrong, but it shares that linearity that 13 does in some ways. And after playing through 10 again, I'm playing through right now. I'm not far at all. Like I just beat I just got Ifrit. So I'm not very
Okay.
far at all in the game.
So what's
And now I'm on my way
Kilika?
to yeah, I'm in Kiliko. I just finished Kiliko. Now I'm on my way to Luca.
Yeah.
Um and so I'm not very far at all in the game, but excuse me. But what was I gonna say about it?
You were
I
gonna
lost
say
my
how
train of thought.
amazing the game is. That's what it was.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, no, what was I gonna say about it? Well, I guess I'll touch on something else that maybe I'll remember what I was gonna say
Mhm.
about it before, but um, the story, if you really look into the story and it's kind of insane. It's a really insane story, and I mean that kind of in a positive way. It's pretty original, and it's really out there, but and again,
Mhm.
in kind of a good way. Just the kind of thing about like Xanarkand, and I'm not going to get too into it because Ash hasn't finished it, but just like what Xanarkand is, what Titus is, what sin is, how everything relates, what things actually are as opposed to what they appear to be. And then I'm sure you know this, James. I literally had no idea about this until a week ago. There's like a post Final Fantasy 10-2
Mhm.
like radio drama or something like
Yeah.
that, and
Oh, I didn't know
yeah,
that.
I
That's
I re
interesting.
I read about what happens in it, and it just absolutely blew my mind of some of the narrative choices that they made in that drama that I can't believe that they went down that way because I feel like 10-2 ended in such a positive note, and it seems like they went the opposite direction in this radio drama thing. But anyway, I digress. So I was playing through 10, and I really am trying to give it another chance. I still have, and again, I don't think I've ever been like, I've never said 10's a crap game because I've never felt that way, but I just kind of always felt like it was overrated, and I felt like 13 was underrated. And I will say that what I do like about 13 is Lightning. Like she's my favorite character. But like, I think she's probably like maybe my second or third favorite character after Clive, just because I think she's very original. She's a cool female protagonist. She's a commando. She looks really good. I love her aesthetic. Her aesthetic is incredible. And she has never has a love interest. It's just all about saving her sister, saving the world, whatever. She doesn't care about the love stuff, and I just kind of appreciate
She
that because every
secretly
Final
loves
Fantasy,
Snow. She's jealous of her sister.
uh, that brings a lot of things into question. She's in love with her sister's fiance. That's kind
Mm.
of, I
I
don't think we ever
mean,
dive into that.
Lightning Returns kinda gives you that feeling when you play Lightning's
Really, you think
Return.
so?
Yeah,
Okay, I never
'cause
played Lightning Return,
oh,
so
you never
maybe
did?
okay.
Yeah, when
No.
you meet Snow and, like, he's, like, the first boss you fight, like, when you meet it, you're kinda like, okay, like, they throughout, Final Fantasy 13, they have, like, this feud, but it's because, "Oh, yeah, you're my sister's, fiancé," or whatever, but, like,
Mhm.
it seems like they grew, and it just grows even
Interesting.
further till there, yeah. But, yeah, anyways, go ahead.
Okay. So, I just like that about her is that she just was a really cool character and she looked really good. I have that figure of her. Um, and so it just the only thing I will say is that 13 story, there's pieces of it that are cool as far as like the Grand Pulse being this wilderness. It kind of reminds me of Attack on Titan with like what
Mhm.
Paradise and Paradise Island is. That's kind of what
Yeah,
Pulse is. And you have like this utopia in what's it called? Cocoon. Cocoon's like
yeah,
the utopia world, and you get cast out to Pulse for whatever reason. I forget exactly what the justification is. Like that stuff is interesting, but then when they start getting into like the Bartholomew
yeah,
fallacies, it gets a little out there, and it's not all incredibly interesting. And some of the characters, like the side characters, not your main party, some are better than others, but some of the side characters just aren't like that interesting. I do feel like in 10, Titus can be a little grating sometimes. I'm starting to buy more of the chemistry between Titus and Yuna a little bit, just kind of based on some things I've read and watching the story unfold again. I still think Oron is an incredible design. I love him and his gigantic sword.
yeah,
Riku looks nice. I like how she's cousins with Yuna, and they
mhm.
share this bloodline. And Waka's prejudice against Elbad, and then he learns that Yuna's half Elbad, and that's kind of like a really interesting wrinkle and everything. And that's cool.
Well, that and, like, I think
Waka,
everybody but Waka knew she
yeah,
was half Albed too. I mean, you can tell because the Albeds have a certain eye, and one of Yuna's
yeah, and
eyes.
Yuna's eyes, Yuna he has what called
Yeah,
heterochromia.
yeah.
So and but the Elbad have like spiral eyes or
Mhm.
whatever, but they're different. Kamari looks cool, like a classic blue mage character. Who am I forgetting? Oh, Waka's kind of in the same league as Titus for me. He's just kind of a big goofball, and he's okay. You know, he throws a beach ball at people to kill him, whatever. And I don't think that Blitzball is as interesting as like Triple Triad or Queen's Blood or
Oh, I
whatever.
love
I think
Blitzball.
it's maybe I'm just not smart enough. Maybe it's just too math involved, and I always sucked at math. But I'm playing it again. I'm enjoying it. I'm playing it on my Portal right now. I'm gonna play it on my PS5. You know, whatever. Um, And yeah, that's what I'm playing. I'm gonna try to go through it again. The main reason that I didn't go back and platinum it is because I missed a few of the Al Bhed primers, and those are permanently missable, and a few of them are permanently missable.
Yeah.
So I have a guide going now, and I'm making sure through this playthrough I get all the damn Al Bhed primers, and I don't miss any of them. And then that's the only one, as far as I know, that's missable is the Al Bhed primers.
Yeah.
So once I have all those down, I can go back and maybe try to platinum it. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm kind of channeling my inner James and trying to enjoy Final Fantasy X, and maybe when I'm finished, I'll have a new perspective on it, and maybe I'll appreciate it more. We'll see.
I have some comments on 10. So like to further elaborate on like what I feel about the game.
How far
I
did you
feel
get? Do you remember?
Okay. I
How long
know
ago? Do you know?
it's been so long ago, but I know I was
Okay.
doing a puzzle and we're being like the guardians for Yuna to like bring her to somewhere. I don't know. I forgot. But I know we were doing a puzzle. And I actually remember the song too. I don't remember the name though, but if you would play it, I'll play it. I think
Right, James? That's a pretty good edition, right?
I
You talking about like the temple
maybe?
music?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
so. I think I was in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the thing is, for one, I feel like so far the game is too easy for me and stuff. And then when
Oh,
you
look at you,
combine,
Ash.
yeah, and no, like, and then when you combine that with the linear stuff, I'm like, bro, I'm like, okay,
No,
I'm like going through a straight line, maybe go diversion off the path a little bit for some extra treasures and stuff. But I'm just hoping maybe the difficulty will pick up a little bit, because like when I think when I first started the game, there was like no difficulty thing you can choose. You
no,
just
No, there isn't.
it's the FF10 fake difficulty, and that's all you get essentially. And
No,
stuff.
it-
And
You can
like,
change your sphere grid. That's it.
So the biggest
Yeah.
thing about Final Fantasy X is like it does get harder as you progress. Like the beginning is
Yep.
very easy and it's hard to die. But then once you get to like past Luca, that's when like the difficulty starts ramping up. Like your first boss you fight, which is the Chocobo eater, I think is what it's called. Where
I don't remember fighting that one. Okay.
yeah,
So,
it eats chocobos. But there's
Oh,
two
that's where they
things.
get the name
sucks.
from.
Yeah, so
That sucks.
but so you can fight it, but you can lose to it, and it doesn't move, and what it'll do, it'll push you off the edge of the cliff, and then you're at the bottom of the cliff, and then you I forgot what happens with that. But anyways, yeah, you want to win and beat it, of course, if you can. Which is pretty I won't say it's hard to do, is you have to remember the attack patterns. Because it'll do those moves, but it does get harder.
I hope so. I hope so, right? Because like for me, this is kind of unfair for me, like comparing this to like FF8 actually, because with FF8, it does show you like a bit of a tutorial at the beginning of the game, but it also wants you to it lets you figure out on like how to build your characters throughout the entirety of the game itself. And one of the biggest.
Isn't FF8? Somebody told me that in FF8, all the enemies scale to your level.
That's correct.
They do. But on top of that, one of the cool things about FF8 is that they love to punish you based on certain things that they give you and stuff. So at the very beginning of the game, they allow you to have all characters do summons and stuff. And summons at the very beginning are really, really OP and stuff. You can like practically like one shot almost everything. But there is a caveat to that. If you keep relying off of summons as you progress through the story, you want to have your characters really, really weak compared to like the actual bosses and stuff, right? So it was one of those things where it was where a lesson learned to where, hey, maybe you shouldn't rely off of summons every battle, but actually look at your characters and build them out and everything. You know?
Sure, because I thought like all you have to do is like in the beginning of the game you can easily draw, what is it? I forgot. There's one spell you can draw, and if you just give it to you junction it to your characters, you'll have like OP stats, and you can just literally like one shot almost everything. I forgot which one it is. Yeah, because I think correct me if I'm wrong, Brian. But like I'm pretty sure like if you use summons, you're not really punished by using summons. Because there's no negative effect whether you use summons or not. Because like if you do just physical attacks, you don't build anything.
When you're just relying just off of summons, just summons only, then you'll be punished. There's nothing wrong with you using summons every now and then. But if you're using summons just to like one shot everything at the beginning of the game, then yeah, that's where like the payoff is not as great.
But what do you mean by that? I'm pretty sure there's there's no negative to that. It's because the game is really designed for you to use the thing, because your level really doesn't matter. You can be level 1, and if you junction your abilities with the best magic, then you can destroy everybody at level 1. Like, you almost don't even need a level up in that game. You can
I
beat the game at
googled
level 5. Yeah,
I googled how to get strong in Final Fantasy VIII right away, and this is kind of what I remembered too, James.
yeah.
About like how you can get strong right away. It says, "quote Do not focus on leveling. Enemies get stronger as you do. Focus on AP to learn Guardian Force abilities, not EXP. Draw only new magic. Only draw magic from boxes, or if you haven't refined it yet, get Lionheart optional. You can obtain the items for Squall's ultimate weapon on disc one through it, though it requires significant card farming." They talk a lot about like using cards and changing the cards into items, changing them to like triple draws or triple spells, and there's a lot of tricks you can do. But you're right though, the level does scale with what the character
Hmm.
your the levels of your characters are scale with what the enemies are, or vice versa. I mean,
Yeah. Which makes the game like easy. Well, like they said, the harder if you level up higher, the if you level up too much, the enemies can be a lot harder overall. But like
right.
I said, you can beat the game at level 5 basically, and you'll be fine because the enemies are scaled to your level, which was kind of one of the negatives, I would say, for that game, but not that bad. I remember uh friend of the show, not Egyptian, who watches every now and then. He he Final Fantasy 8 is like his favorite Final Fantasy, and he's been it so many times, and he's gone on and said that, like, yeah, he's done a run where he's just stood at level 10 and beat the whole game because he, in the beginning, he
Mm.
just drew the right magic, and that's it. um yeah, go ahead, Ash, whatever else you were saying.
But yeah, I just feel like with the FF10, it's just I felt like I feel like the game is too handholdy for me at the very beginning of the
Yeah.
game, which I'm like, okay, because in my head I'm like, okay, I don't know what's so great about this game, especially
Mhm.
if they're being too nice to you, not nice to you at the very beginning and stuff. Like it's just
Mm.
like no matter what I did, like I could like use a summon or do random attacks, I'm still winning. I'm like, bro, I'm like using barely my brain power just to beat these enemies and stuff. So I'm like, okay,
I can see where you're coming from,
yeah,
because it's like Waka comes in, he's like, "Hey, I deal with the flyers. You can use me to deal with the
Yeah.
flyers." It's very, 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 hey,
yeah. I'm
use the
like,
square peg to fit in the square hole, like that kind of thing.
exactly. I feel like they should have, respect their players more to think, hey, if he you just have the players read the descriptions on what they do and stuff, and that's it. You don't have to like do this and that, I don't know. It's
But I
just
think
hopefully,
that's the way they
yeah,
do the tutorial, because there is nothing that tells you, unless you like do it, like there's nothing that tells you, hey, if you attack with Kumari, let's say for example, to a flying enemy, he's gonna miss maybe 8 out of 10 times, versus Waka will always hit a flyer. And then it tells you, like, okay, somebody, Oron and Kumari can do piercing damage, but Titus can't. But he has faster speed, so he can probably do an enemy that, like a wolf enemy that has high agility, he can hit them and he has higher accuracy, versus Oron might miss because he has lower accuracy. So like it kind of tells you how to balance out each character and what their pros and cons are. Because then once you're past like that beginning tutorial, which is that's all those is, each of those fights are telling you this is how the combat system works. From there on, it's like, okay, you'll fight bosses that take full advantage of everybody's pros, and you gotta go, okay, I gotta switch to Waka for this. Okay, now this guy's gone. Let me get Waka out and let me bring Lulu in because they're weak to magic. But then you want to make sure, okay, I have Yuna here, but Yuna's weak. She can get one shotted. So maybe I want to pop in Yuna for a quick second heal, and then next turn, remove Yuna, and so forth. Like I like that because it kind of it's that intro that's giving you that taste of this is how you do everything. It's kind of like in every in Expedition 33 is a good example. That when you first get a character, it teaches you, okay, this is how the character operates, right? Because they
yeah.
definitely inspire that by Final Fantasy X, where they teach you how each character operates, and then after that, it's up to you to figure out how to beat each enemy based off of each character's pros and cons. But
Well,
yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
I hope so because at this point I'm like, man, these tutorials, I'm done. It was on a PS2 game because I was expecting with
Mhm.
PS2 to not have that many tutorials, but then again, I mean, I'm coming from like playing PS2 RPGs from Atlas, like Shin Megami Tensei 3 and Shin Megami Tensei Digital Devil
Yeah.
Saga, where They don't really teach you. They expect you to read everything and stuff. So it could came from that essentially. So,
Yeah.
but we'll see. We'll see.
Can you explain something to me, James? It was really
Mhm.
bothering me about 10. Is when you're in an item like, okay, the equipment stuff, I don't understand it. Like,
Mhm.
there's no stats associated with equipment. It's just abilities, right?
Some of them do. Like some of them might have like strength plus like 5% or
Plus 5,
10%.
yeah, but it's not
Yeah.
like a traditional thing where it's like strength, agility,
Correct.
defense, da, 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 da,
Yeah.
da. It's just literally like you have 3 slots. It'll say like
Yeah.
strength plus 5, then it'll say like darkness attack or something like that. And that's it.
Correct.
That's the extent of it, right? Okay,
Correct.
so now that's clear. Then the other thing is I hate how when I'm in an item shop and I want to buy equipment, it doesn't tell me if I own it already.
Doesn't it? I don't remember now.
Maybe
Yeah.
or maybe I'm blind. Could you check into your copy and just like go into the item
Yeah.
shop and like where you buy equipment and tell me if you can see where it tells you if you own it already? Because I can't find it.
I own it
So
on Switch. I'll have to do that later
okay,
on because I don't know where
yeah, let me know.
my case is now. Um, the cool thing about that though is, like right now, I'll never forget this. Like I thought it was kind of dumb. I was like, okay, these weapons, like they're kind of useless almost because of the abilities. But
Mhm.
later on, like I mentioned earlier, then you start realizing the strategy of, oh, I forgot there's the ability to change weapons during the game.
During battle,
And
yeah.
yeah, or during the battle. Yeah, and you do want to take advantage of that. But later on, you get the ability to fuse weapons and carry them over to said weapons. So you might get a weapon that has, let's say, dark attack, but then it has like
Mhm.
4 empty slots, and you can actually get those abilities and move them over to the your weapon by like I don't know if they're like forging them together. I don't remember exactly what you do to get them, but you can customize it. So then you'll have maybe like strength attack, dark attack, and so forth. Like I forgot what the accuracy one is where you never miss and all that stuff. Because I remember having for Yuna auto life. You get a whatever her bangle thing is. You get one that's auto life plus null fire, null ice, and so forth.
Okay,
So that she's immune to all magic attacks. But yeah,
nice. Okay.
yeah, yeah. I
So,
mean, go
so
ahead.
I checked the last time I played on for Steam Deck. It's back in October 26, 2017.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah, it's almost 10 years ago.
Almost 10,
Yeah, man.
yeah, wow, it's 9 years ago. Wow.
2017. I was like, Jesus, I was able to remember all that. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
No, I think
Yeah.
the biggest strengths of Final Fantasy X is like the character progression of Titus. He does as he gets older, like because you hear him narrating the story, not older,
Mhm.
but as he matures, you hear him
Right.
narrating the story, and his voice, like James Arnold Taylor, does a great job of having a
It's
more
very subtle.
mature voice. And then you go to the beginning, you're like, wait a minute, why does he sound like this? Like he sounds all like
Yeah,
he's like high pitch and like you say, he's kind of annoying. Like he's like a
yeah.
bratty teenager. But as he progresses through the story and starts realizing his life, then he's like, oh
Mhm.
wow, like, and you hear him as he's narrating the story in the background, he has a different tone. And he goes, I just love like how he's narrating. He's like, I
He's
did
like
not
Arnold
know.
from the Wonder Years.
Yeah.
Like, he sounds like all old and just kinda like a wise man, and
Yeah.
just compared to as a kid.
Yeah. I just like that. And I think the biggest pro of Final Fantasy X is just Yuna's guardians, right? Yuna and her guardians, like how they all come together and how they all kind of like bounce off each other, is cool. Waka, I can give you that. I like Waka though because he's just like the uncle, right? There might be some negative things about that said uncle, but he's still the cool guy. And I always like the how the actor did his accent, which is fun fact. It's not the original voice actor. The original voice actor is on the PS2 version, and for whatever reason, they
Oh,
changed
really?
his
They're
voice
different?
actor. Yeah, they changed his
Oh, I
voice.
should listen to the comparison. I'm interested in hearing
They're
the
very
difference.
similar. They're very similar, but there's some slight
Okay.
That's
differences
all.
between them.
Okay. Okay. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Another thing
It's
too,
not like a
I forgot
Chie
to add,
situation.
James.
It's like the
To,
Chies are
to,
totally different.
Yeah,
to be fair with you, James, I did
mhm.
give it 20 hours. I did give this game
Oh,
20
okay,
hours.
that's
So
not
I
nothing.
did.
Yeah, so
It
I
was.
wonder how
I
far
was
you're in
fair. I
20
was fair.
hours because that's like you
I
should be pretty
I wonder.
far in 20 hours
I
because the
don't
game
know,
is not
man.
that long.
I have to check. I don't know. I have to check. I have
Unless
to
you had
check.
it
I have to
like
check.
you had it on and you step away from like a long time.
Yeah.
It
He went
could
to
be
make a
that. I
pizza
don't
and
know.
never came back.
Yeah.
It could be that. I don't know. I don't know, man.
Uh,
So
all right. Real quick, I guess I'll talk about what I've been playing
Yeah.
before we end the podcast because it is getting late over here. Um, Chrono Trigger. I mentioned Chrono Trigger, loving
Yes.
it. Like I
Oh,
just think
yes.
I'm at the part where you're in 1999 and was it AD 1999 and I'm getting to the part where you're going to where Lavos is. But just like that cutscene, like I'm thinking in my head, Oh, excuse me. Like when you see that cutscene of Lavos just coming out of the ground, I was like, man, like as a kid, I was like creeped out about that, and I still think about it. Like, man, like, it's still kind of creepy just seeing this thing, and I don't know, like it's a game that's old, but it's still creepy
It's
thoughts
so
when you think about it.
contemporary.
Yeah, exactly, and just everything about the games is just so great. Being in, when you're locked up in the castle, and then
I just played that.
you go into like the random battles and you're fighting on the bridge, but it's like I'm like, man, that
Yes.
is
Yeah.
just
So
so
cool.
so good. Just everything
Very
it
cinematic,
exactly the perspectives it changes. Man, Chrono Trigger is just it's literally a perfect game. I
special.
can't
Yep.
I don't understand like I don't when I just think about it, it's like how is there a game that, no pun intended, how is there a game that transcends time? Like Chrono Trigger. It literally transcends time. Is till this day, I feel like you can ask anybody to play it and they'll still enjoy it
I told you about
regardless.
my experience with it.
Yeah.
I
It
am, yeah. I mean, I'm like trying to make sure I did get everything completed. I feel like Chrono Trigger is one of those games that did the grandfather paradox so perfectly. It's
mhm,
insane because these days people don't really like to do the grandfather paradox anymore
mm,
due to its inconsistencies.
yeah.
But that doesn't mean you can still use it and execute it really, really freaking well. And at
Yeah.
that time, I think when Chrono Trigger came out, I think Back to the Future was also out around that time. I think
Yeah, I think
was
it's
it
around
No,
that
one or
time
that
now.
two?
it would've been part 3 if anything, because Chrono
Part
Trigger came
three,
out in
yeah.
'95, I wanna say, and I
Yeah.
think Back to the Future came out in, like, '89, the second one's probably, like, '92, so maybe 3 was around that, maybe?
Yeah, it makes sense. So at that point, I bet you, they were inspired by
Time
Back to
travel
the
was in
Future.
for sure,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, 100%. So, like, for me, it was just so fun, like, to mess with like going through the all the time loops and everything. And
Yeah.
on top of that, I think one of the creepiest memories I have with this game so far is when you play as Luca and she used the time machine herself to go back in time when her, I don't know who was it, her
It
mom
was her
that got
father.
it was her father.
Well, she lived with her father, right? And did James, do you remember, like, I think I know what you're talking about, like,
Or
she
it was
sneak
it
in
was
or
her sister.
something?
Yeah, yeah, she snuck in, and there was this machine that went off, and
Yeah,
you at that time you have to control Luca and try to figure out some password to shut it off. Which,
yeah.
funny enough, I don't know if that even exists, that you can even find the password and prevent that or something.
I
I
don't
don't know,
remember.
but it's interesting if there is, if anything. But that to me was kind of creepy because I'm just like, damn, they were able to get away with that in a game like that. It's crazy. You already know the implication of what happened there. But yeah,
I vaguely remember that.
it was just really, 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 really good, really, really good game. And like,
Mm,
I hope, I hope they can just like report it onto like newer consoles or something. I know it's on Steam, of course, and people can just
yeah.
download it and play it on any potato machine. But
I
it'd be
will
great to
say
like get it. Yeah.
that after hearing it at the concert today, and after knowing that I'm gonna be seeing the concert in October, it feels like there's gonna be something coming for it. There just has to be, because just the idea that they're doing all the special stuff for it, putting all the investment into getting the concert out there and having this music part of it,
Mhm.
it just feels very it feels like pageantry for a game that, like, unless you have a gaming PC, you literally can't play it right now. Or if you want to go on eBay and pay
Yeah.
$150 for the DS version or whatever, I really think they're going to at least come out with a pixel remaster, which if they don't do like a whole HD 2D thing of it, or they don't do a whole remake of it, I'm fine. Just give me a pixel remaster, like a Final Fantasy pixel remaster version. I am totally fine with that. That's totally cool with me.
I
Yeah, it's fun
think
too. Yeah.
Yuji Horii let it spill,
Oh yeah,
spill
he
yeah,
had that
type
thing that
it.
slipped. Yeah, he
Yeah,
claimed that it wasn't or whatever, but it's I don't know about that.
yeah, because I think he did say something, but like,
I can't
it,
talk about that yet.
yeah, because Yuji Horii. So for those you guys don't know, he was the main scenario writer for Chrono Trigger. So the story was, mostly him. A lot of the other like directive stuff was through Sakaguchi, and then of course, you had Yasunori Matsuda who did the music, and you had. And I think Nobuo Uematsu did like one or two tracks. He didn't do too many on there. And then you had, of course, Akira Toriyama who did the artwork. But like he
Timeless.
he let that slip, and like Yuji Horii loves time mechanics. He's done it multiple times. He's done it in Dragon Quest 11. He's done it in Dragon Quest 7, and he's done it in Chrono Trigger. Like he really does like time mechanics. He's done it in another Dragon Quest. Oh, Dragon Quest 5. Uh, he did it there too. So he really does love time traveling mechanics. there, and he does it good. Like in all of those games I said, I think they have done very, very well to the point where it's like believable. You're like, "Oh, okay, I can see how this happens." You might have certain questions like, "Okay, well, is this like a loop?" Because it seems like the same thing is happening, but regardless, uh, yeah. Anyways, going on to the other game that I was playing. What else have I been playing?
Oh,
It's real-
Digimon.
Oh yeah, Digimon Time Stranger. So because that game is coming out soon on Switch 2, I decided to play the demo on my Steam Deck, and I'm enjoying it. I like it. I'm still like in the beginning part of the demo, but like I do like the combat. It is different. So the way like you capture the Digimon is you fight them and then you get data every time you fight them. And then once you get 100% of that data, you can go ahead and use that data to convert them into a Digimon, or you can wait till you get 200% and then you get a more like higher stat version of the Digimon instead. So like usually I wait till I get 200% to max it out to get the higher stats. But then when it comes to Digivolution, they give you like a tree, and then depending on certain like stats or certain like conditions, you can digivolve into certain Digimon. And same thing, like you can be level 5 and then evolve into the next level Digimon, or you can wait till you max out that Digimon's level and then digivolve, and then you'll eventually have higher stats when you digivolve. So it's very like it's a big system. Like it's a lot to get into, but I think it's fun nonetheless. And there's so many different combinations of Digimon you can go with. Of course, it does follow the normal Digimon format where you have what in training rookie, or no, there's what I think
I
it's
never
like
played Digimon.
baby. You never played, never or watched the anime either. No,
I just remember Pepper Breath,
yeah, Agumon's
Agumon.
ability,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, what's funny about this too? Not funny, but like what's cool about this is all of the Digimons are voice acted, which is
Oh,
interesting
nice.
because there's a lot of Digimon out there. But yeah, all the Digimons are voice acted. So when they do a move, they say the move they're doing, which is kind of cool.
I
Uh,
just remember being in 8th grade and I had a crush on the chick that was in Monster Rancher.
oh, Monster
Do you
Rancher, I
remember
remember
Monster
Monster
Rancher?
Rancher.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember
I
watching
when I
that
was like in
too.
8th, I was
That was
like
what on Fox
14. It was
Kids,
like
I
Fox
think.
Kids. Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
totally. Monster Rancher, Monster,
yeah.
the mystery disc.
When
Oh
they had
yeah.
that collection that came with the Monster Rancher game, I thought about getting it, but I never picked it up.
They're not good. They're not good games.
No.
It's
I remember renting it
the
from
thing.
Blockbuster.
Yeah, and the cool thing was like, oh, I put Smash Mouth in, and I got the Golem monster. I wonder how they figured that out. That kind of thing.
But, I've always liked Digimon. Like, I like the concept of Digimon. I definitely love the anime of Digimon more than the Pokemon anime. But their
Really?
games,
Wow.
yeah, for sure, a lot more. But the games were reversed. Like the Pokemon games are definitely superior to the
Right.
Digimon games. It's only recently where I feel like the Digimon games have gotten a lot better. And yeah, I enjoy it. I think this is probably gonna be a good game, and because it is Time Stranger, the story's already interesting because you went through like some place and I don't know what's happening here, but I think you time traveled, but you don't know you time traveled. So like you're following the story, and this person's like talking to you, and like you have like somebody who's like talking to you over through your comms, and they're like, "Do you know this person?" And you have dialogue options you can put on like, yeah, I don't know who this person is. And they're talking about like events, and you're not aware of the event. So I assume that that's what it is. It's called Time Stranger, right? So I assume you're time traveling through different time periods. Similar to Chrono Trigger, right? But yeah, it's cool so far. So I'm enjoying that. I think those are
Nice. I've
really
heard
the
good
only
things
two
about it.
games. Yeah,
Yeah, same
it's
here.
got good reviews. I don't know if I'm gonna get it on Switch 2, or maybe I'll just pick it up on Steam since it's
Dude, I'm
cheaper.
taking every opportunity I can to get things to play and to get things on Steam now. Ever since the Steam controller, like
Yeah.
I'm looking for excuses to play on PC just so I can play my Steam controller.
No,
Poor
I
Switch 2.
agree.
Poor Switch 2, man. Goddamn.
Yeah, I mean, my biggest thing, and I've said this, I feel like every podcast, is Trails in the Sky First Chapter really, really
It's ruined it
disappointed
for you.
me because
Yeah.
it looked so good in the demo, but you're playing the Switch 1 version upscale. So it looks sharp. There's no blur or anything like that. The Switch 2 version of the game, in my opinion, looks worse than the Switch 1 version upscale to the performance of Switch 2. And going back, I was telling Ash this. I went on my Steam Deck. I lowered all the settings to low to just see, will this look worse, and would this
You
give me
look
the feel
better.
of the Switch 2? It still looks better than the Switch 2. It's crazy. And I'm like, so we do know the Switch 2 version is definitely a customized version of the game. but
Right.
at its lowest settings, the Steam Deck looking better than the Switch 2 should not be like a thing.
I feel like
The
it's usually been the reverse, hasn't it, for most releases? Like if it's the
Yeah,
lowest or the regular Switch 2 version looks better than the lowest Steam version. I thought that's like kind of
correct.
been the standard.
Yeah, that's been the standard.
Not in this case
Uh,
though.
yeah, and to be fair, like I am playing on medium settings right now. I'm only playing the demo, but I am playing on medium settings and I'm using lossless scaling for frame generation to get to 60 FPS. So I do have to do that to get higher frame rates. But medium settings looks really, really good. Looks, I wouldn't say close to the PS5 version because the PS5 version is definitely far superior, is way sharper, but it still looks a lot better than what's on Switch 2. So I am definitely gonna pick up this. It's on sale right now, so I'll probably pick it up a little bit later on today and yeah, and play it on PC.
Digimon or Trails?
Trails. Yeah,
Trails, okay.
Digimon, I got a debate to see. I want to see how it runs on Switch 2 before I make that jump. Because I am also using frame gen on there, and I think I'm playing at high settings to get it to run at 60 FPS. That's the thing about frame gen. I love it. I can now, because I'm fine with 60, I don't need to worry about 90 FPS, but I can now max up everything to high, and I can still get 60 FPS, and I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, that leaves us to the
Good
end
show,
of
long
the
show.
podcast. Yeah, very long
Yeah.
show. Like I mentioned, I
Yeah,
always say that it's going
we
to be a
stretched it.
short show, and we always have things to talk about.
A lot of
Yeah,
here's
we
the thing,
stretched
man. Like the world's a scary, dark place sometimes, but when you can get together with your friends and talk about really positive things that make you happy and
Hmm.
make others happy and give you fulfillments and all the rest, like it's worth spending a little extra time just to kind of appreciate that, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely, and it's always fun to hear everybody's thoughts. And I love when we
Absolutely.
have the conversations of like, this game is good, but this game I'm not too like, I don't like as much. And to hear different views. I hate
Right.
when we have the conversations like Star Fox looks amazing, and we're all like, yes. No, I mean, of course it does look amazing, but sometimes it's a lot better to have different opinions and hear everybody's perspective.
Or
Like,
with the
okay,
model UN, remember we're the cosmopolitan
oh yeah,
Oscar.
yeah, exactly. We are
God dang
that.
it.
It's funny. I was talking to people about that. Like, yeah, that's we get a lot of those comments on there.
I like that.
But yeah, I appreciate everybody for joining. As always, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Probably next week I'll work on a video on this. I do want to give more
Yeah,
thorough
I want to watch
testing
that video, man.
of this.
I gotta watch that.
Yes. There's a couple things I gotta do. So I do have to get different lighting. Like I have my Portal video going up this week, and my light broke here, so I can't bend the light. So when I was like trying to do like video footage of the Portal, unfortunately you're gonna notice that it looks darker in some spots because I couldn't get the right angle for the lighting. So I do have to buy another light source. And I'll probably will still use this light, but I'll probably move it here so there's better lighting on me in general. But I do want to fix up my setup here for more space. So then when I do videos, I have also more space in general. So yeah, keep an eye out. I'm trying to make my videos look a little bit better. I'm trying to get back into videos. The hardest part, like I said, is time. You know,
Hmm.
I, it's very, very hard right now because there's just not enough time. But yeah, we'll be back Friday for sure, or I'll be back Friday. I'll finish Eternal Darkness more likely
Yes.
because I just wanted to do an unboxing live and play around with the controller.
I
But
forgave you for that, James. Because I really wanted to watch you unbox it and play with it. So I was like, you know what?
yeah,
You can give Eternal Darkness a
yeah,
break for a
that's
week.
why I
That's fine.
didn't. You were texting in the Discord, and I was like,
Yeah, I was like,
you'll
where are
see
you,
it.
James? I want to hear your
Yeah,
thoughts. And then it's like, oh, I got a Christmas present tonight. I get to watch
yeah,
you unbox it.
yep, exactly.
Because I didn't have
Yeah,
mine yet, even though I got it 2 minutes before and I live so close to Chicago, yet you got yours a day before me. Go
yeah. I think
figure.
my order was almost like 10
I
minutes
don't even
after
have an
you
order
when it came
placed
in.
yet, man. So
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
crazy. I thought that when
Poor
you do
man.
the reservation, they'll just send you like an email like pretty quick, but I guess not.
I had my
well,
girlfriend do it, and she hasn't gotten an email yet either. Because I want to have her get an extra one in case I have a friend that wants one, and
Okay.
she hasn't gotten an
Yeah.
email yet either. I'll let you know, Ash, when she gets one, just so you can kind of.
well, well, they did say that once they get them, they get more in. That's when they're going to
Right.
send the emails
Right.
out for first come first serve, essentially. So to me, they haven't got anything in just yet.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
And we're gonna have to be on the lookout because I do feel, quote me on this, I do
I
feel
want
that
another one.
June is gonna be the Steam machine. I do think the
Yeah,
June's gonna be Steam
that's
machine.
good.
And if that's the case, I hope to God they do the same system like they're doing right now with the Steam controller. Like
I wouldn't mind that.
I really hope they do that.
Def-
I'm just
definitely put
hoping.
definitely got to put money in Steam Wallet because it seems that's the only way to not have problems.
Poor Ash did that, and he still got the short end of the stick.
That's true.
I don't know how I did things. I guess because I was at a sushi restaurant having the good old time with my life and stuff. And then when I was looking at the clock, I was like, oh, 1 o'clock bet. So I went in there. I already had money in Steam Wallet, and it's just had a hard time loading and all kind of stuff. I don't know what it was, and I was using 5G data, so it could have been that, but I don't know, man.
I just kept pressing.
Ash breaks my heart.
I just kept pressing confirm, and then like it kept giving me the issue, and I opened up a second tab and was trying it again. Then I opened up a separate browser, another browser on my phone, to see if it's just a browser. But then finally, I went back to that main tab, and I just kept spamming the button, and then eventually it just went through. Yeah, because I was like, and then there was other places that I was seeing everybody was saying the same thing. You had to literally spam the button until it went through. If you just kept pressing it once and waiting and just waited again and tried it again, it just didn't go through. So I just kept spamming it, and that's what made it work. So
yeah,
but yeah, we'll be back Friday with Eternal Darkness, and then Sunday, of course, with the podcast. Ash, where can I catch you at?
You can catch me at Strom on YouTube. And James. Oh, oopsie! I put it on sleep mode, but I was going to show you. I did download FF10 again to give it another whirl again. So
nice,
yes, awesome.
But
I do want to
start over at this point. It's been 9 years.
Start over. I mean, I do remember some things in there. I do know that. I guess
you remember some things. That's good. That's not generic at all. There's some things that happen in this game.
Hey, listen. At least this is not a Resident Evil game, right? Play Resident Evil 0. Take a break from for a good 6 months to
you're
see
screwed.
To remember. Yeah, you're done.
Screwed.
So this one's not like that. If I just look up a simple synopsis
That's
of
true.
what I've done so far, then I'll be fine. So,
that's true.
Yeah.
And because that is a little bit more linear, you just gotta go one direction.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
The band, yeah.
The band.
I still want to pick it up because I think if I'm ever gonna 100% achievement a game, it's probably gonna be Final Fantasy X.
Yeah, that's your bag, man. You got to do 100% of that.
Yeah, for sure.
If I get it before you,
I
don't look good.
That's true. Oh yeah. Ash, where can I catch you at? Did you already say?
Yeah, you can catch me. You can catch me at Ash's Drama on YouTube. I still haven't uploaded anything since that Mario movie thing, but I'll think of something. I'll probably just stream more. Who knows?
Final Fantasy X video, perhaps.
Yeah.
Why I don't have a Steam controller yet.
I'll wait for that video. I was wrong about Final Fantasy X. Like,
There you
go. Brian, where can they catch you at?
I am at red_so_deep on Twitter.
And as always, you can catch me right here at the Random Encounter. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Ash. We'll catch you guys next week.